Yo, what is up everybody? OJ here from PlayerEssence, and before I even get started with the stream, how dare you think this is some type of fraud stream? Shamsa with the, like clockwork, with the ring gun, setting the tone for the stream. Shamsa with the $50, showing the support, like always. Roundtable, elite ninja in the biz. She is Sasuke. She is the Renengan. Let's go. Thank you so much. I appreciate the $50 donation from Shamsa, like always. Shamsa, like I said, you know the deal, Shamsa. Let's get some bangers going. Let's get some tracks, but we gotta dispose of something real quick. When I do these streams, guys, like I said, this isn't for me to grow to some type of crazy level where I ignore the chat and let people just sit there and say stuff. This dude better not say Paper Mario's better than Ghost of Tsushima. And if I did, and if I wanted to say that Paper Mario's better than Ghost of Tsushima, what the hell are you gonna do about it? Not a damn thing. I'm allowed to have an opinion, just like you're allowed to have an opinion. Just like you're allowed to say that Ghost of Tsushima's better than Paper Mario. Don't ever come to my pre-stream talk about what I better do and not do. Don't ever do that again. And if you do, get out of here. This wasn't even a versus. But since you want to turn it into it, I can like whatever I want, whenever I want on my stream. And there's nothing you can do about it, the Holocron. So get out of here. We don't want you here anyway. Deuces. Peace. I can't stand people that do that crap. Before the streams even started, you're sitting there trying to put a narrative out there that people aren't allowed to like one game or this game or that game. You're not an elite. You're a fraud. Get out of my stream. Get the hell out of my stream. Thank you for the $50 though, Shams. I appreciate it. That just got me fired up. Before I can even say anything. It wasn't even I just said impressions. I just said impressions. Get out of here. Go to some other fraud stream to where you can sit there and know what they're gonna like exactly what you like more. Get out of here. Unsub, unsubscribe, unclick the bell notification, and don't ever come back. I can't stand people like you. I can't. Honestly. You're exactly what's wrong with gamers today. Exactly what's wrong with online gamers today. Like what I like, say what I like, or I'm gonna be mad. Get out of here. You're exactly what's wrong with gamers today, the Holocron. You're exactly what's wrong with gamers today. Got an opinion that they don't like? Let's go review bomb. Got something that they got a problem with? Let's go troll them. This person likes this. Oh no, let's go troll their stream. Get the hell out of here. Seriously, I can't stand gamers like you. I can't. I hope you heard everything that I just said. Can't stand people like that. Seriously, like that is one of the biggest problems with gamers today. Before, people aren't allowed to like one thing or another. You have to like what I like more, or there's a problem. Like, I can't stand that. Like, I really can't. And we see this all the time. I've had this done to me for 10 years creating content. He better not say something that I don't like with a game, one game over another game, or I'm gonna be angry. Stream hasn't even started yet, bruh. Like, what is wrong with liking one game? If somebody likes Paper Mario more than Ghost of Tsushima, not saying that I do, because I'm only a number of hours into both of them, but if somebody did, why is that a problem? Why can anybody, if the Holocron is still here, why is it a problem if somebody likes one game over another game? What if somebody doesn't like a freaking Assassin's Creed style of game? Because that's what Ghost of Tsushima is. It's better done Assassin's Creed. That's what it is. It's not innovative at all. It's good, but there's zero innovation at all. It's Assassin's Creed done much better with samurai, so it's cooler. It's a much cooler, better Assassin's Creed. So I don't understand why you're gonna sit here and say something like that in my stream before we even start. Like I said, I want elites here. I want people that are gonna be objective here. I do not want frauds that are trying to dictate the pace of something over another thing. I don't care if you were joking around or not. Peace, get out, leave, don't ever come back. Like, I can't stand people like you, bro. I really can't. Y'all the reason why gaming online is so toxic sometimes. Because people aren't allowed to have a certain opinion or another opinion on things. And you'll go and troll the streams and get angry and get mad and say things. Seriously, bruh. I'm sorry that I went in. I just had to, I had to go in on this man. Because he's a fraud. And I actually, if he thinks that way, I don't want him here. Because people have said, oh, The Last of Us is better than Breath of the Wild. Or people have said, Ghost of Tsushima, there's people saying Ghost of Tsushima is better than Breath of the Wild. Am I gonna go to their stream? Like literally, I was watching somebody stream Ghost of Tsushima because I like it more than Breath of the Wild. I think that's ridiculous. But am I gonna sit there and say, you better not say Ghost of Tsushima is better than Breath of the Wild in their stream? No, you're there for their opinion. That's their opinion. If they think it's better, that's their opinion. Okay, it's a video game. Like, yo, I'm not gonna go troll people's streams. Like, anyway, I didn't even say anything. Anyway, thank you for the $2, Mr. Randall Rosa. Thank you for the 2, appreciate that. Shamsa, you know the deal with the music. Feel free to let me know what you want. I'll be more than happy to do it. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the stream, guys. I'm sorry. Blood pressure rising already. With that one. Let's go ahead and let's get into the topics and everything. Elite Ninja News. We had a video that dropped earlier today. And sorry, like I said, sorry for if it came off a little bit brash or if this came off a little bit rude or whatever the case is. But y'all really think that's okay? Y'all really think it's okay to come to somebody's stream and say, like, you better think what I think before the stream? You didn't even let them speak. Like, is that okay? Is that right? As a content creator, like, I'm not even allowed to give an opinion or a statement, or like even start the stream before somebody's in there threatening me. You better not say this. Like sitting there trying to impose his will. Who does that? Losers. Like, come on, man. Like, bro. Kuma Torres with the $3 and says, bro, these Zoomers can't handle that you like one game over another. Shaking my damn scrubs. Anyway, here's some love from music requests. I didn't even say that I did. That's the funny thing. I didn't even say that I did. He said it was like, you better not. This dude better not. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, you better not. So it wasn't even like I'm gonna wait and see what he has to say. It was like trying to be like fake intimidation in the chat. You better, man, y'all better know better, because nobody's gonna tell me that in real life. You better not like one game over another game. If somebody said that to me, I'll slap them. If any of my friends ever said, I'm like, I can like whatever I want. You know what I'm saying? Like, please, get out of here. I just find that to be absolutely ridiculous. Like, I follow PS4 dudes all the time, and they're sitting there crapping, not crapping, but they're sitting there saying that this game isn't as good as this game, and that game's not as good as that game all the time. I'm not sitting there and going there and trying to tell them, no, you're not allowed to like this game more than another. What type of nonsense is that? And I'm pretty sure you guys being online, you guys have dealt with this, people that are like that. How dare you think differently than me? You better like what I like as much or more, or there's a problem. Like, that is a huge problem in gaming today. And gamers like that, you fake tough guys, you fake wannabe hardcore gamers, you know what I'm saying? You guys should go crawl into a hole and don't ever get back on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm ashamed every single one of you guys that come. I don't want you here. Plain and simple. Go somewhere else where they don't read your comments and don't care what you have to say, unless you donate or something like that. Go somewhere else. Don't come here and say that, because you're not gonna talk like that to me and my users. You're not gonna treat me like that, bruh. And the Holocron, I've treated you pretty good every time you came here. I've answered your questions and all that, but you don't ever approach me like that, bruh. Like, seriously. Don't ever approach me like that. Ever again. Or like I said, you can leave. Like you said, peace, deuces, see you later. Fraud. Alright. Okay. So now that we're done with that. Randy Rosa with the 5 and says, I disagree with your Last of Us 2 take, and that's why I watch. I appreciate the discussion and different opinions. It made me really analyze what I like. You know, and that's the thing. There's plenty of people who love The Last of Us 2, like loved Abby. Like Brian Altano loves Abby. Brian Altano says that from IGN, says that Abby's great, loves the storyline. I disagree with him, but we're still really cool. Like, there's not a problem. I'm not saying you better not like Abby, like in his Twitter post. You better not like Abby more than this. You better not think that the story, like, stop. Now, there's been times where I'm like, okay, people that, you know, talk about Death Stranding and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, what have I told people? They're allowed to like Death Stranding. You're allowed to think that it's really good. I just disagree, but you're allowed. I'm not gonna say you better not. I'm not gonna say you better not before the person's even made a statement. Somebody says something, then you can talk back and forth. You can agree or disagree. But coming into a stream and saying you better not say something because I don't think that way, that's ridiculous. That, like I said, that's a major problem. That's a major problem with gaming. Major problem with gaming. Major problem with people just in general. I mean, it's not just gaming. It goes into everything, all sorts of aspects of life. You know what I'm saying? People try to discredit you before you even say anything because you don't think the same way that they think. No, that we're good. I'm good on that. Get out of here. Don't, like I said, don't ever, the holocron, don't come back if you're gonna think that way. Or apologize if you're gonna sit there and like that's ridiculous. Anyway, thank you for the 5 though. Shamsa, thank you for the 50. And let me get some music going here, guys. I think we got some, Shamsa's gonna DM me some tracks. And let's see here. Kuma Torres, he's got a track that's ready to go. So we're gonna check out that track. So shout outs to Kuma Torres. Thank you for the 3, man. Appreciate that. Ooh, Phantasy Star Online. Nice. All right. So got a new video this morning. So thank you guys so much for the new video. Thank you for the views. We're doing pretty good on that one. So shout outs to you guys on that. Like I said, we're getting better quality, hitting on bigger topics. So thank you guys for the support. We're doing pretty good. 1.6K views. Not bad at all. So thank you. Shout outs to John A. Arnitz with the $15 holla. And he says, shout out for telling it how it is, OJ. I'm feeling the hype. Thank you so much, John. I appreciate that. That comment, bruh, it's been something that I've been meaning to speak about for a while now. But that comment, I'm sorry. I didn't mean the holocron. I didn't mean to kind of just let out all the people that have done that to me over the past 2-3 years, just let it all out on you. But I had to, man, because you're probably the type of person that goes online and tells people, you better like this. I think this is better, so your opinion is stupid. You know what I'm saying? You're probably one of those guys that goes around and does that, you know? If you came to my stream and did that beforehand, on a title, literally the title didn't even insinuate versus. All it says is Paper Mario the Origami King plus Ghost of Tsushima impressions. There is no indication that I am trying to compare versus or I'm trying to say one's better than the other. I've simply been playing both games. So the fact that you're going to come in here and make that assumption based off of that title is as innocent, as non-clickbaity as possible. It is literally just going over my impressions of the games. Has nothing to do with one's better than the other or anything like that, you know? Like, oh, that's ridiculous. But anyway, thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you for the $15, Mr. John. I appreciate that. John Arnitz. Appreciate it, man. So let's go and get into the shout outs here. If you're here in the chat, you want me to say hi, feel free to say hi. I'll be more than happy to say hi to all my lovely elite ninja here in the village. No, I did read it, but I think he was just speculating out loud. No, I mean, that's true. He could have just been speculating out loud, but to me, there are people who do that consistently. The people who speculate out loud, and Shamsa, I got you. I think that you're right. He could have just been, but the people who come to streams before they even start and sit there and make that determination based off of that, like, I just find that ridiculous. These are the type of people that tell you that you're not allowed to like one thing over another. And like, it happens a lot, you know? So, I mean, I don't know. That just, like I said, maybe I was taking out what other people have said in here, but I've had people approach me the same way. You better not like this more than this because I think this is better or I think this is cooler. So therefore you better not, you know? I've had too many people say that to me or try to approach me like that. So I got to make sure that I cut that off. You know what I'm saying? I cut it and I make sure that that's not right, you know, to be doing that. But I mean, yeah, we've all been there. If you're online, if you talk about games online, someone's going to come and do that to you. Try to make you feel bad for liking one thing. Try to make your opinion feel like it's invalid over simply liking one game more than another. And even if you want to explain things, which I didn't even get a chance to explain it, but like to sit there and try to say you better not, like, no, that's a no. I don't care if you're, I mean, you could be joking around, that's fine, but he should have made sure that he was joking around, put an emoji, do something like that, you know? But yeah, we ain't. I'm not having that. I'm not. This is not that type of stream. You know, you can go to Maximilian Dude's stream, or you can go to somebody else's stream that doesn't read the chat, you know, and doesn't interact with their users as much, unless they, like I said, unless they donate or do something like that. Like, you can go somewhere else and do all that, but you're not going to do that here. You know. Let's see, what's good, OJ? Shamsa said earlier in the chat to play what she sent you yesterday. Okay, I got you, Shamsa. Yeah, we got a lot of tracks. So I'll just mix it up from what you sent me yesterday. Okay, Shamsa. So yeah. Anyway, let's go in. Let's keep it going with these shout outs. Kuma Torres, what's good, man? Shamsa's here. Chris Staley, Mega Sasori, Dior Wilson, Tyler, the armchair analyst. Yo, the GOAT. Armchair analyst, did you really have a conversation with your mom about a $500 super chat? Did you really do that, bro? I'm hoping that you're joking. And that's why I was laughing. But you know good and well. Oh, well, I hope you know, the GOAT, is that we were just messing with you literally this whole time. Nobody expected you. And I told you multiple times that you don't have to. All right? We were all just messing with you, the GOAT. So I really hope you didn't actually have a conversation with your mom about that. Roggy Froggy, what's good, Roggy Froggy? Welcome to the stream. Blanket 6, Donnie Miller, Monado Mario, what's up, man? Can't handle different opinions. I mean, can't handle me to even say something, you know? Like, you gotta at least wait for the stream. I'm sorry, like, that's ridiculous. Kazette, what's good? Mac Mega, what is up? Juan DBZ, Ranavir, Jarmo, my boy. Yeah, Shamps is in the house. Chris E, what's good? Welcome. Donated from his mom. He was like, yeah, I was joking. You know what? The armchair analyst, I don't know if you were, bruh. No. You don't have to worry about that, Shamsa. You don't have to worry about it. You've done plenty. You've done plenty. It was a joke that went back, I think before you even started watching, Shamsa, like the GOAT. I think we were just all joking around. So I think the GOAT was potentially just joking that he had that conversation with his mom. Maybe he was joking. But it was just the most random tag on Twitter. We were talking about a pretty serious matter. Then he, in Double D's comments on Twitter page, and all of a sudden he just said that, and I was like, okay. All right, King Bowser. I'm here for the chat. I'd like to say hi. Hi, Patrick Courtney. What's good? Welcome to the stream. Ryan Razan. Or we'll just say this, Shamsa, the one that you already did, that covered those 666s, those devil ones, that covers the GOAT. We'll just say that. Let's see, Antrix, yo, thank you for the follow, appreciate that. Fairish20, thank you for the follow, appreciate that, guys. Welcome to the Fire Nation over there on Twitch. Let's see, I don't know, man, it seemed legit, but let's just leave it at that. Yo, Quincy, what's good, man? Welcome. Gunmetal Otaku, what's good? Quinn is here as well. What's up, Quinn? Ryan is here. What's good, man? Kazi27, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate that. Welcome to the Fire Nation, my boy. Over there on Twitch. Andre, what's up, man? Welcome. Well, making work. Hey, there you go. Uzette, what's good, man? What's good? Yeah, everybody tried to turn this into like a console war, game war type of thing. Like, yo, like Ghost of Tsushima and Paper Mario are so different type of games. I mean, like, one of them is an open world action game, right? Open world action adventure game. Paper Mario is like a turn-based puzzle open world game. Like, they're so different. I wasn't even trying to compare them to see like, you know, which one's better or not, but it's subjective. Somebody can easily like Paper Mario's combat more than Ghost of Tsushima, and somebody can easily like Ghost of Tsushima, of course, more than Paper Mario. Like, but they're very different. I wasn't even trying to sit there and cause a fanboy type of stuff and all that. I've been playing both games, and I wanted to go over my impressions of both games. That's it. Let's see here. But shout out to Uzette. Party Man, what's good, man? Thuggy, what's up, man? Welcome. Be Rich, what's good? Both games will suck out. We solid out. Yeah, they're both trash. Both games are trash. J2 Blue, hey, what's up, J2 Blue, my boy? J2 Renangon in the chat. Good to see you here, like always. I don't know, Watson. I don't know what you're talking about, Antrix, but yo, what's good? Welcome to the stream. Snowy Taco. No, I didn't eat any tacos today, bro. Let's see here. Who did I miss? Mac Mega's here. What's good, Mac Mega? Welcome to the stream. Blanket 6, of course. Shamsa, of course. Chupacabra, Dawson, Dior, Melodus, Dragon Sin. What's good? Andrew's cosplay. What's good, man? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you, Nin Daniel. Andrew Nope, what's good? Donnie Miller, Yaldabath. I probably said that wrong. What's good, man? What's good? Roggy, Ratbox, Kuma once again, Melface Sky. Good to see you guys here. Jards, Chris Stanley, Armchair once again. I think I pretty much got everybody. Richard B, what's good? Jonathan B, Metalface X. You didn't have to ban the Holocron. Dank Meme, you can unban the Holocron. You can unban him. You didn't have to ban him because he didn't do anything to get banned. He just said something stupid. So you can unban him. I wasn't gonna ban him. I was just gonna sit there and tell him off. Dark Synchron, what's good? Welcome to the stream. What's up, Lister? What's good? Acafellos, what's up, man? I'm doing pretty good, man. How are you? No manga spoilers here, please, Quincy. No manga spoilers here. We don't discuss spoilers with stuff, especially random stuff where it's like out of nowhere. Some people don't want to be spoiled. Velvet, what's good, Velvet? Welcome to the stream. Who did I miss? Did I get everybody? Jax G, what's good? Welcome. I think I got everybody. Illuma Donkey, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you here, like always. Did you unban that guy? Dank? Unban the Holocron. Unban him. You might be the only person that's excited for Jump Force on the Switch, Velvet. You might be. Jump Force is not a very good game. It's not a very good game. So, you might be the only person. Game Vibe, what's good? Karen Buckley says enjoying both of them. All right, so let's get into these. Let's get into these impressions. So, last night for about maybe about 4 to 5 hours, I played Ghost of Tsushima last night for 4 to 5 hours. And then before I went to sleep, I played Paper Mario for about 1 hour. And then I woke up in the morning and I had some things that I had to do. I made a video. I also had to do some stuff with one of my family members and everything, get some business stuff done, or tax stuff done. And then after that, I played Paper Mario for like another, like, I would probably say like 30, 45 minutes. So I put about maybe 2 hours into Paper Mario, maybe a little bit less, and I put about 5 hours into Ghost of Tsushima. So far, just kind of talking about Ghost of Tsushima since I put more time into it first. Like, the game's good. Like, the game, to me, is really good. They saw what Assassin's Creed was doing this whole generation, and they took that formula from Assassin's Creed and made it slightly more fun. The combat's better. The combat feels a little bit better, but it's definitely Assassin's Creed, you know, kind of Batman, Arkham-ish, but samurais, you know, what you'd expect from what a samurai can do. So it's not bad. It's not bad by any means. I think it's solid. The side quests and everything remind me of Assassin's Creed. It reminds me of Breath of the Wild just a little bit, not in terms of gameplay, because the gameplay just isn't there with, like, you know, in terms of the open world, but just like some of the scenery and like the sprawling open grass and all that type of stuff. But gameplay wise doesn't remind me of Breath of the Wild at all. You know, not a single you know, bit. But it reminds me of Assassin's Creed and Batman and that type of combat. Like I said, but with like, you know, with samurais. And we're talking like older Assassin's Creed games. You know what I'm saying? We're not necessarily talking about the newest Assassin's Creed games, even though it's kind of. But we're talking kind of like the older ones too, in terms of how that combat plays out. Because there's no experience. You just get like new abilities. Like you get like renown, you know? Or you get like fame or whatever the case is, and like that can get you skill points, and then your skill points you can put into finding new, or you can put into getting new abilities, you know. So which is, you know, like the modern Assassin's Creed games have that too. So it's a little bit of a hybrid. So it is a little bit like new Assassin's Creed because the layout of like the open world that will remind you of Assassin's Creed Odyssey or Assassin's Creed Origins. Even like how you get supplies and how that works and upgrading, that definitely is a new Assassin's Creed, not old Assassin's Creed. So it's a little like, that's why I said like they looked at the whole generation. Like they looked at like Assassin's Creed, like the old Assassin's Creed. They looked at like the Ezio's. They looked at the new I think they looked at all of them and said, let's just try to make something better. So I like it more than Assassin's Creed, but like I said, there's just absolutely no, I wouldn't say no originality, but there's just not any type of like innovative stuff that I've came across in terms of how the gameplay is going to work out, which is fine. You know, it's still a good game, but I think that's the reason why it's not in the 90s plus, you know, is because the story is okay, but it's a cliched story, but the story's okay. The voice acting and the lip syncing and all that stuff, it's all right. It's not horrible, but it's not anywhere near like the level of like, let's say, Last of Us Part 2, how like the faces animate and how they look and like the acting just isn't anywhere near as good. In terms of like the tech that's built for faces and interactions and all, it's just, they look more like stale and stagnant. Like they don't look like they have emotion and stuff to their faces, in terms of like when they're like not as much. Like for example, like when you're playing The Last of Us Part 2, like when you kill somebody or when you're in the, like you can really see like the different type of facial like, you know, expressions and things that each of the characters do like very, very well. This one not as good. But that doesn't really matter at the end of the day. This is more of a game. This has a lot more gameplay elements to it. You're going to be playing the game more than you're going to be looking at faces and talking. Last of Us, you do a lot of watching movies and talking, whereas this game, Ghost of Tsushima, you're doing a lot of gameplay where you're doing a bunch of side quests. I mean, a lot of them are kind of trash. I mean, but they give you cool rewards, so you want to keep pushed to doing them, you know, because you want to be able to get different skill points and get your fame up and all that stuff. So, I mean, that's cool. You know, it's cool. It's not bad. It falls into a lot of the same tropes that we see with open world games. You know, but it's like I said, it's not bad by any means. It's not bad by any means, and I think that they did a good job with the game. In terms of everything, they did a good job with it. So overall, I think it's solid. I think that the game is fun. But you know, like that's kind of like where it's like I don't think it's like the best PS4 exclusive or it's the greatest. I don't think it's like a, you know, super great, you know, 10 out of 10 or anything like that. Like I don't think it's that. But I do think it's a very good game. I do think it's a very, very good game and it's fun. I need to keep on playing, like I said, just my initial impressions. But like I said, I'm 5 hours deep, you know, so I've done a number of main missions, got my bow, got my assassin's stealth kills, did a number of the extra side missions and some of the stuff, and like some of the side stuff is pretty cool. They've got some like major side missions and minor ones, you know, so yeah, man. Yo, Wood 82, thank you for the follow, appreciate that, man. Welcome to the Fire Nation. So yeah, I seriously appreciate your objectivity in talking about games. That's why I like your reviews and opinions on games. Give a fair chance, unless it's Wolfenstein 2. I gave Wolfenstein 2 a fair chance, and I don't like that game. I played it, I don't like it. So yeah. But anyway. But yeah, I don't know, the environmental design and graphics to me look almost next gen. I mean, I don't think they look almost next gen, more so that your eyes can't decipher because it's the law of diminishing returns. So it's not about it looking next gen more so than the current gen in terms of PS4 Pro is already really good and next gen systems aren't 20 times more powerful than current gen systems. They're technically speaking teraflop. Obviously you can't always do teraflop wise, and yes, they are more powerful, but it's not like they're like, oh my gosh, this is crazy, right? A PS4 Pro and a PS5, while the SSD is going to make things a lot better and everything, it's not like it's 20, 30 times more powerful than a PS4 Pro. So it's not about looking next gen, more so than law of diminishing returns, and we already have a PS4 Pro, which literally bumped the power up multiple times. The PS4 Pro is multiple times stronger than the PS4. Xbox One X is multiple times stronger than the Xbox, you know, Xbox One. So we've already seen like that half jump to where we get these checkerboarded 4Ks and more detailed worlds. So I mean, it's not, like I said, it's not more so looking, it looks next gen more so than like law of diminishing returns, and we got half steps. We got, you know, halfway next gen systems, you know? So far from what I've seen and heard, Ghosts better than Paper Mario, only compared because they released on the same day. I mean, it's hard to compare the two games, man. I mean, like, one of them's a turn-based game, combat, and the other one's an open world action-adventure game. So, I mean, I don't know. There's some people that are going to like Paper Mario more, there's some people that are going to like Ghosts more. I don't... It's kind of hard. It's hard to compare the two. So I mean, you say you're basing it on what you've seen and heard. I mean, lots of PlayStation fans are very vocal about things more so than anything. So if you base it on what you've seen and heard, dude, everyone's gonna always say PlayStation's like the greatest games ever, and nobody else, because they talk a lot, but they're completely different. It's hard to really compare the two. Yes, Microsoft discounted the Xbox One X. Yes. But yeah, the comparison's silly. Some people are gonna like, if you like, it's almost like if you like samurais more, of course you're gonna like Ghost of Tsushima more. If you don't care about Mario being in paper, why would you like Paper Mario more than, even if it was a better game or had better combat or whatever, why would you like it more if you like samurais? You know, because there's people that just like legit like love samurais and love samurai movies. Well, if you like samurais and samurai movies, then obviously this is going to be better for you. So it's extremely subjective in the first place. There's nothing that I can say mechanically, gameplay wise, you know, in terms of things that I'm like, oh yeah, this doesn't work on Ghost of Tsushima, or this doesn't work on Paper Mario. The controls are so bad, and it's not like it's like, oh, the frame rate's so horrible, that's why Ghost of Tsushima is better, because it has a better frame rate, it has controls that work, it's responsive. Like, there's nothing like that. They both are responsive, they both run in good frame rates, they both have good controls, they both do everything for the most part right. They're both just good games. Like I said, nothing to me that I've seen so far that's like, oh my gosh, these games are spectacular, Breath of the Wild or anything like that. But they're just both good games, you know. So it's hard to sit there and say one thing or another. But like, it just depends on your perspective. Who are you following? Whatever the case is, not everybody's played both of these games. Some people legit haven't played one game or the other game, but will say that game's better, you know. So I mean, I wouldn't really take what people are saying online, you know, as anything. So yeah. In terms of what I thought with Paper Mario, I think Paper Mario, the combat is much better than what some people were trying to make it out to be in terms of reviews that I read. I've been playing the combat and it feels super fresh. Like the fact that you line up enemies and like you use that to attack, it's just something different. That you can get a bunch of different weapons that do different area-based attacks. It's fun. I mean, the HD Rumble is really well implemented as well. So it's pretty cool to feel that little HD rumble when you jump on people's heads, or like when you whack with the hammer, like the timing and all that. It's fun. You get a bunch of different items. The writing is absolutely amazing. They're funny. The people at Nintendo Treehouse and the people who translate this game, the people who make it, they're funny. They're just funny people, and they make really funny games. Because Paper Mario's writing is hilarious. It's just really funny. So I've been enjoying that. I like the open-endedness of the game. I think it's pretty cool. It's restricted in some parts, but it's open in other parts, so you kind of have like a clear way to going and like a way to go. The controls are good. Everything's super responsive. It feels super smooth. I don't know what the frame rate is in. I don't know if it's 30 or 60. It feels 60, but I don't know 100%. But either way, everything feels super responsive and super smooth. Just kind of like Ghost too. Feels really good to play. And overall, yeah, I like Paper Mario. I think it's good. I need to play more though. I haven't really played too much into it. And I haven't really got a chance like to use the coins to get different stuff or whatever it is. But overall, I'm liking the gameplay. It feels fresh, feels good, feels fun to play. And honestly, I think if they just put experience in there instead of coins, people would have said this game was like amazing. Like you would have had all the crazy Paper Mario 1000-Year Door stance saying this game is amazing. I think that's really the only thing. Outside of that, like I think people would have said this game was, oh my gosh, and it would have gotten like, you know, 85 or 86 or something like that. It's just because it's coins or whatever it is. But no, or some people are also confused by the battle system, because the battle system can be a little bit like, you know, can be a little bit much, because like you're lining up different stuff and you can't go backwards from what I understand. Like when you move the little thing, like it just goes in one way. Like you can't alternate backwards, from what I understand, unless I'm mistaken. So you have to just keep on rotating through. So for some people, I can get why that might be a little bit of an issue. Dank Meme, I'm literally just saying right now that I do like the battle system. I already said that. Unless I read that wrong. But yeah, no, I thought the battle system was great, dude. I'm having a ton of fun playing Paper Mario. I think it's great. I'm having fun playing Ghost. You know, it's just the only thing is that Ghost just reminds me of Assassin's Creed. That's the only knock that I have on it. Is just like the open world and how they do the side quests and stuff. It just reminds me of Assassin's Creed, and I don't like Assassin's Creed. I've given Assassin's Creed so many chances, and it just reminds me a little bit too much of Assassin's Creed when it comes to some of the combat options and the open world. But it's still really good. I think it's better done than Assassin's Creed. I think Ghost of Tsushima is a better Assassin's Creed. So yeah. Yo, Lame, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Welcome to the Fire Nation, my boy. But overall, yeah, I like Paper Mario. I think it's fun. I haven't really, like I said, I haven't really played too much into it. I'm just enjoying it. I'm going to, after this, we're going to have about a 2-hour stream or so. Then I'm going to play a little bit more so I can kind of get a bit, you know, more of my thoughts on Paper Mario. The confetti stuff is cool. The 1,000 arms, whatever, pulling stuff is cool. I mean, it's all right. I just hit a bunch of stuff with the hammer. I just like hitting the open world like with the hammer. You just whack things with hammers. That if there's ever a problem, whack it with the hammer and see if that fixes the problem. You know, see if that completely fixes the problem. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. You know, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So yeah. All right, let me put some more music from Shamsa here. Prince of Persia. Prince of Persia's alright, but we're not talking about Prince of Persia, but it's alright. 1,000-fold arms, yeah, man. 1,000-fold arms or whatever. But anyway, let me get you guys' thoughts on this, man. Let me get you guys' thoughts on it. Let's see here. Jube says factual. More of my subjective excitement at this age. Love both aesthetics. Just looking at Paper Mario is more lighthearted and easy. Yeah, I mean, Ghost of Tsushima, it depends on what difficulty you played on. I mean, it's not a hard game. I'm playing it on normal, but you can put it on a hard difficulty, but it's not super hard in terms of things. Paper Mario, and not really a hard game either, but there's no difficulty options, so at least with Ghost, you can actually turn it more. But yeah, I mean, it's really, most of the time when you see a game like Ghost of Tsushima, you're gonna see people say that's the greatest thing ever, and you're gonna see, and like in terms of opinions online. I mean, if you look at opinions online, you would think that Ghost of Tsushima is gonna outsell Animal Crossing or something like that, based off of what people say, because, you know, so it just depends on the game and all that. But I mean, it is what it is. What about the actual battle system? For which game, Lewis? Jube says, nice to hear that neither are disappointed. Agreed about the experience and progression. Yeah, I mean, I haven't got into the progression, you know, in terms of what you can do, like with the coins and all that. I haven't really got into it. From what I understand, from what some other people have said, like there are progression with like coins and buying different weapons to do different area attacks and stuff like that. But I haven't gotten to that point yet, so I want to see it, you know. Nate says, it's crazy looking at Paper Mario, how much detail goes into that game. All the world and designs are straight out of people's creativity. Crazy to think it's simple concept like paper. Yeah, the creativity of Paper Mario is absolutely insane. Like, there's no other game that I can think of like Paper Mario, in terms of design. Origami King, like, it's very interesting how the world is crafted and created. It's very unique, that's for sure, you know. Let's see, my only concern was that combat with Paper Mario, and that seems better than people made it out to be. People were making it out to be like Paper Mario's combat was horrible or not very good. That's what some people were making it out to be, like it was too confusing or whatever. Heck, like, what's it called? I think it was Polygon or Kotaku, one of those sites. They said Paper Mario's combat's too hard, you know? Confusing, it's too hard. So, like, I can understand maybe you might think that if, like, later in the game they've played more than me and, like, the enemy arrangements get kind of difficult to, like, line up, you know? So I can maybe understand that a bit. But like I said, I'm at the very beginning, so it's pretty easy. I'm still going through tutorials and things like that, you know? So yeah. The motion controls are not my favorite part of Origami King. You know you can actually turn motion controls off, Karen Buckley. You know that, right? So I think that's another problem with gamers too. Sometimes you guys complain about stuff before you even check the options. But yeah, you can turn those off. All right. Yeah, you can get different weapons and such. Yeah, you get different weapons with the coins and things like that. So we'll see how the progression works. I bet Paper Mario is similar to Luigi's Mansion in terms of interacting with the environment and puzzle elements in the world. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some of that. I mean, I know Luigi's Mansion, like, there's a lot of like, you know, you do like use the poltergeist or whatever, poltergeist thingy to suck in coins and do all that. So yeah, it's kind of the same thing like with the confetti, right? You're just like whacking things to get confetti, whacking things to get coins, you know? So yeah, absolutely. So battle can definitely get tough the further you go through. I mean, it seemed that way. It definitely seems that way with like how the like the layouts and stuff like that. I think, like I said, I think people saw just like a lot of the beginning stuff, so maybe they were judging it based off of that. But for everything that I've been playing so far, it seems like it is going to get a lot tougher, unless they simply just say, okay, you can only move one thing at a time, which I know they're not going to do. I know it's going to get tougher, you know. Let's see. Ali says, how would you weigh the option of avoiding Paper Mario battles? Weigh the option? It's up to the user. Some battles you can avoid, some battles you can't. If you don't need coins or whatever, then you can just avoid the battles and play through. If you're just looking for more of a, you know, story experience, some people want to play the battles just for fun. You know, it just depends what you want to do. The boss battles are really good. Origami King real highlights so far. Yeah, the boss battles seem pretty good from what I saw. Because I'm a sucker for Ghosts. I can admit it's not hugely original game or amazing. It's just satisfying to play. No, it's a very... Here's the thing. Ghost of Tsushima, it doesn't reinvent the wheel at anything. It borrows... There's nothing unique about Ghost of Tsushima. It's a very well-made game. They took the game. They've been making it for what? How many years now? 6 years. They polished the heck out of the game. Really fast load times for an open world game too. Very, very, very fast load times. I think they talked about how they did that too. So they just polished it and they just said, let's just make a really good game. Let's not try to do anything too crazy here. They have a couple things like the standoffs and all that, but those aren't anything. Those are just ways that tie into the code, the samurai code of honor, you know. But gameplay wise, it's not really anything that big. You just let go. You just hold down triangle, then let go of triangle when somebody runs at you, and then it gives you a bunch of those little orange, yellow glowing orbs or whatever, so you can heal yourself and all that. You know, like it's not like I thought there was gonna be like more unique things with those standoffs, but nah, it's just you press the triangle button and you let go of the triangle button. You know, which is cool. I mean, they're cool to look at. That's why I said, like, if you're like a movie fan, you're a samurai fan, you love old school samurai movies and things like that, then that type of stuff is really cool because that's what happens in the movies. Like they're just sitting there, they're looking at each other, and like the samurai goes, like clicks the sword up. Like there's like one part where I did like a side quest where that happened, where I'm just like sitting there, like you're looking and it cuts to all those dramatic scenes. Like it's not anything gameplay wise. It's nothing. It means absolutely nothing. But you know, the theatrics of it, the movie aspects of it is pretty cool. You know, it's pretty cool. So what do you think about the music in Origami King? It's good. It's good. Birdman says Jeff Keighley praising the PS5 controllers. The Wii Remote did it. Yeah, we're not talking about Jeff Keighley, so. Or the PS5 controller. Let's see. Melface Guy says been playing Origami King. Just got to the first boss, liking it so far. Hey, there you go. I've seen people hype up those standoffs as if they're revolutionary as Z targeting or something. Yeah, the standoffs are I mean, they're you press the triangle button, then you let go of the triangle. At the end of the day, and then you can get a skill point that lets somebody rush in there so you can kill him. So it's like, that was like one of my favorite things. Is like, okay, it's like, what are these standoffs things? Like, it ties into the mechanics of the game, but it's so funny. It's like, yo, you can upgrade your movie theatrics. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody else will blindly rush in, and you can press the square button, and that adds to the standoff. You know. So let's make this more easier of a standoff. So I just thought that was hilarious that you could upgrade the theatrics of the standoff. Like, it's like, hey, you want somebody else to easily rush in so you can kill them cinematically for your Kurosaki mode or whatever it is, like your black and white mode. Like, hey, you can do that too. Oh my gosh. But yeah, it was interesting. But yeah, that's an actual upgrade though, guys. Somebody else can rush in so you can make it look cool. Mocats, what's good, man? Welcome. It's definitely hilarious watching these guys belly flop into my katana. They're like, hey! You're like, all right, just go ahead and slash them up. But no, it's fun, man. I mean, like, Ghost of Tsushima, it's fun. Like, I'm into samurais. I like samurai stuff. I'm into ninja more, but samurais, it's cool stuff, man. It's not bad. It's not bad at all, for sure. It's not bad at all. All right, let me go ahead and get this next next music here. So what did you guys think? You can give me more of you guys' impressions of both games. I haven't played Paper yet, finishing Ys 8, and yesterday you inspired me to today about Persona 5R. Yeah, Persona 5 is good, man. He says, I wonder if John from Spawnway to play Ghost. LOL, JK seems he's brought it up every week. Yeah, well, he's been bringing it up a lot on Twitter. So if you followed John on Twitter, he really likes the game. He really likes it. You know, he's a big fan of the game. So I'm pretty sure everybody who's played the game likes it. Dreamcast guy loves the game. He gave it a 10 out of 10. You know, and I think, you know, I think he said he was going to stream the game a little bit more too. But yeah, it's good. It's good. I think it's a solid game. Like they're appealing to a certain crowd. You know what I'm saying? That don't care about any type of new gameplay mechanics or innovation. They just want a solid just game that refines everything that we've already played before. That's what Ghost of Tsushima does. And and like I said, there's nothing fundamentally wrong with Ghost of Tsushima. The gameplay, the frame rate, everything's fine. But I think personally for me, the only reason why it doesn't have like a 90-something rating, like you look at The Last of Us kind of takes like certain like story elements and takes them to like a really different level, right? So I think that's why some people will sit there and give The Last of Us crazy scores. Ghost of Tsushima, story obviously isn't that great. Gameplay is good, but the story's not, maybe not so great. It's all right, but not so great. But like it doesn't do literally anything new. And I think that's the reason why it's like at the mid 80s and it's not in the 90s range. It just doesn't do anything new, you know, at all. So I think, but for me personally, I think it's right around like, you know, I'm looking at, yeah, it's like an 8 out of 10. You know, it's like right now I'm looking at like a 7.5, 8 out of 10. Solid, very good game, you know. But I still need to play more. That might go up to a 9. It might go up higher. But right now, like I said, it's solid. It's just a very solid game. Nightshade says, I started Paper Mario only about an hour in, but like it so far, yeah, it's good. I've seen there's some camera issues during combat in Ghost. Have you encountered anything? Yeah, there are some camera issues. There's no real Z targeting in the game. So you can move the camera, but the way that the targeting works in the game, you use the left stick to kind of just like point your direction. So essentially the camera system is worse than a game like Sekiro, worse than a game like Breath of the Wild, worse than a game like any of the 3D action games, kind of worse than a lot of them with the camera stuff because of the way that you target people and the way that the camera system works. And like I said, there's no real like Z targeting from what I understand. Now, if I'm wrong on that, you guys let me know. But from what I understand, there's no like real Z targeting type of system or anything like that. It's just kind of like free flow fight, you know? So that causes some camera issues here and there, but nothing crazy, nothing that you can't fix or nothing that you can't, you know, that's so bad of a problem. Sometimes there's some camera issues, like when you go inside of a house, somebody just might be there, you have to fight them, so it causes that. There's some of that, but it's not anything too bad, to be honest. No. There's just there's no camera lock. You just kind of point in a direction and just slash people. So that's kind of how it works. Let's see, no targeting, all freeform, and the camera is zoomed in and hangs up on stuff. Yeah, exactly. If you're fighting like close to buildings, or if you're fighting like with trees, the camera, but you can control you can control it a little bit, you know. But yeah. Or can you? Wait a minute, hold up. Is there dual analog camera control in the game? Hold up, is there? Am I controlling it or not? I think I am. Somebody in the chat let me know. Sorry, last night was a blur. I was just focused so much on playing the game. I actually like the story for Ghost, but I do think the combat is the highlight. Paper Mario's good too, but I've only played a little bit of it. I mean, yeah, the story's not bad. It's just super cliche. A bunch of people come from, you know, somewhere, invade their land. You know, your uncle, you know, got taken. Everybody knows you're some type of lord samurai. Everybody knows you. Gotta go find them. I mean, the story isn't bad. It's just there's just nothing great about it. You know, I don't like Abby's part Like, Abby's part isn't good. Like, I don't like that aspect, but there are certain aspects of The Last of Us 2 story that I find far more engaging. Like, what that draws me in more than Ghost. Even though overall, like, I'm not a huge fan of the story of Last of Us, somehow that bad story is more engaging than Ghost of Tsushima's story. Even though everyone's gonna sit there and say, oh, Ghost of Tsushima's story, it's good, right? It doesn't suck like The Last of Us. I'm somehow more engaged with finding out what goes on with the story in Last of Us Part 2 than I am with Ghost. Even though Last of Us Part 2's story isn't I think it's not that they messed it up, you know, they messed up certain aspects of it. It could have been amazing, but they just jacked up certain aspects, you know, the way things were done in that, you know, but there's a good base there. So yeah, is it the best samurai game? I don't know if it's the best samurai game. I mean, there's other samurai games like Neo, what is it? Neo's like a samurai slash ninja game. I mean, there's other games that might be just as good or not. I'm not really sure, bro. That's for you guys to decide, not for me. I don't know if it's the best samurai game. I mean, there's like Tenchu, and there's that's like a ninja stuff too. That's not samurai. That's like ninja, right? Never mind. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's the best samurai game. Yeah, Onimusha. Onimusha's old as hell though. Like, you know? Is it a shonen? Shonen what? Yeah, exactly. So I mean, like Mario stories aren't big though. You know what I'm saying? Like Mario, you're not like there's not like a lot of story elements with Mario. Mario, like I don't ever play Mario games for the story. You know. And that's why, like, Ghost of Tsushima, they try to emphasize story. There's a lot of story elements to it, but there's a lot more gameplay than story, you know? But there's way more story elements than a Mario game. Mario is like, there's barely any story, you know? At least with regular 3D Mario games. But I never play Mario games for the story. It's just the same crap every time. You know? But I don't know who plays Mario games for the story. Like, when I play Super Mario Odyssey, it's not to say like, oh, to say like for the story. I mean, nobody plays it for the story, you know. There's nothing good about Breath of the Wild story. There's nothing good about Breath of the Wild story. I disagree with that. There's some good aspects about Breath of the Wild story. One aspect reminds me of Ghosts. Reminds me of Breath of the Wild. You can explore the world, and ignore the main story. Yeah, you can't completely ignore the main story, and Ghost. Like, there's some things that you just have to do. You didn't have to remove your message, but yeah, I see like the flow of it, and they did say that they're inspired by Breath of the Wild a bit in terms of the game flow. So I can definitely see that, just kind of just going off and doing things at your own leisure. Absolutely. Are in Ghost multiple main story missions at once? You have only one option. You can only do one main story mission at a time. You know, you can't do multiple story missions at a time. You got to do one story mission at a time. But story missions are multi-tiered. So main story missions have like one part of it, the second part of it, the third part of it, the fourth part of it. Essentially what you're doing is that you're building an army to go try to save your uncle, because your uncle was captured at the beginning of the game. So you're building an army. You need an army to save your uncle. So you're helping out various different people to where you can build your forces and take back your homeland. And save your uncle. That's essentially what's going on. Because Tsushima was invaded by the mongrels. These people that came by boat. This is called Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link Battle Remix. Not necessarily like Horizon Zero Dawn's a bit different. No, it's mechanical beasts and weird type of stuff. I prefer the emphasizing the gameplay more than having the highlight of the game. Oh, absolutely. It's not a bad thing that Ghost of Tsushima's story isn't like, oh my gosh, the greatest story. No, they emphasize gameplay more than the story. Sekiro's like that too. Sekiro's story isn't great either, but they emphasize gameplay more than that. And Ghost of Tsushima, they emphasize the gameplay, which is good. Sucker Punch always emphasizes gameplay. Like, I don't think I've ever played any of Sucker Punch's games where I'm like, oh yeah, that story is absolutely freaking crazy good. I mean, Infamous 2, Infamous Second Son, none of them were amazing in my opinion. Like, and I like Sucker Punch. They're my favorite Sony company, or Sony first party studio, you know? So yeah, Chris E with the $2 says put the dollars in your pockets. Thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate that. Sly Cooper had a good story. I don't know. I wouldn't put those as a good, like, what I consider a good story is like Chrono Trigger. I consider like Xenoblade Chronicles. That's good story. Like I consider like even like The Last of Us Part 1. That's good story. I don't consider games like Sly Cooper and like Ratchet and Clank and, you know, these kind of cheesy cornball type of stories, you know, like I don't really consider those like really good stories. They're serviceable and they're good. Like I consider like Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect, like that trilogy of games, well, until the ending of Mass Effect 3. But Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect, that's what I consider like good story. You know, I consider that type, like even like Persona 5, that's pretty good story. You know, like I don't consider Sly Cooper to have like good story. Like it's serviceable and it's all right, but it's nothing special. You know, nothing special with the story. You know, but yeah, I can see why people think that way though. I can see why people think that way. Like I can see why, you know, some people like say, oh yeah, Ratchet and Clank or Sly Cooper or Jack, these stories are great, but I don't know. They're just kind of cheesy. Let's see. Off the top, I heard you once say you'll never play GTA games again, but we'll play Red Dead games. Yeah, Tyler. Whatever. Who knows what I'm gonna do in the future, man? I don't really care. Something like that. All right, Palace Temple. We need a true Seven Samurai remake. Seven Samurai. Okay. Are you looking forward to Samurai Jack Battle Through Time? Samurai Jack Battle. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm looking forward to it. Like I'm going to play it. I'm not sure if I'm super looking forward to it though. You know. So. Let's see here. So, any other thoughts on Paper Mario: The Origami King, or also Ghost of Tsushima? If you guys have any other thoughts, feel free to let me know in the chat. Next up, we're gonna go over just a little bit of news that I talked about today on my video. So, if you haven't seen it, make sure you guys check out that video. But we're gonna be discussing NPD sales. So, on Twitter, Matt Piscatella, he talked about this and the NPD sale. So we're gonna go over kind of like more of it. Let me look them up. Okay, so let me go over these NPD sales. So Switch was the #1 system sold. I don't think there's any type of other, like, who's second and third. There wasn't any of that. But we're gonna go over some of the top games sold. The Last of Us Part 2 was the top game sold. Also, guys, Xbox One X and Xbox One, Xbox One X and Xbox One Sat Edition. Both of those are discontinued too. So, are going to be discontinued. The hardware was down year on year, so hardware definitely went down year on year. Because like PS4 and Xbox One, they're just not selling as much because the new systems are coming out. So there's that. All right. So let's see here. There's some other stuff with The Last of Us Part 2 as well. All right. So yeah, let's talk about The Last of Us Part 2. So US NPD, The Last of Us Part 2 was June's best-selling game and instantly becomes the 3rd best-selling game of the year. The Last of Us Part 2 now ranks as the 8th best-selling game of the 12th-month period ending June. Remember, guys, this is not like Japan and everything else. This is just the U.S. NPD is just U.S. sales. It's not even like Canada or like South America. It's just the United States, you know? So there you go. Second biggest launch for any Sony published game in history, trailing only Marvel's Spider-Man in September 2018. So right behind that. Let's see here. There's also some stuff on Ring Fit Adventure. Ring Fit Adventure ranked as the 7th best-selling game of June. After finishing May, ranked 835. New stock entering the market drove the increase. So there you go. US NPD's Persona 4 Golden returned to the bestsellers chart for the month, ranking at 18th following the launch on Steam. So here's the top 20 games. So we have Last of Us Part 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. You have to remember, though, Animal Crossing New Horizons, it's number 3. But you have to remember that, you see this little asterisk? Digital sales are not included from the eShop on certain games. Some games are. So like Mortal Kombat 11, the eShop sales are included. But Nintendo first-party games, eShop sales are not included. So Animal Crossing might be higher, might be a lot higher. We just don't know because we don't have the eShop sales with it. Also, like, it's just pretty much the same usual suspects. But to see Mortal Kombat 11, I got a fat price drop. I think it's like $20 most places. So that game's going to continue to do really well. Plus the new Aftermath DLC, Red Dead Redemption 2, GTA. I mean, it's the same usual suspects. Although Ring Fit Adventure jumping up, that was crazy. 835 to 7. That's really good. Really good. And Ring Fit Adventure is important because a lot of people can't go to the gym or are never going to go back to gyms. So having something like Ring Fit Adventure, that's like your all-in-one home gym right there. So people are buying, I mean, people look at the price of it and say, yo, I remember when the game first came out, people were like, yo, that's overpriced. But now you're looking at it, like weights, you guys know how much weights cost? Like getting good weights and getting good equipment, that stuff's expensive. The prices have been driving up. So people are like, oh snap, this is a good deal now, you know? Because you get a game and you also get good resistance, you know? Pretty much a all-in-one home body type of interactive experience for, was it $79.99? So yeah. NBA 2K20, like always. Yo, Deacon, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Welcome to the Fire Nation. Over there on Twitch. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, same thing. Minecraft Dungeons, same thing. You know. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Rainbow Six Siege, Minecraft PlayStation 4 Edition. Wait a minute, hold up. What music is this? Music sounds trash. Hold up, give me a second. Oh, never mind. It's just the end of the Sonic. Oh no, never mind. It's the Adventures of Link. It's just the Zero music. We're gonna get to another one of Shamsa's tracks. All right. There we go. Okay, back to this. Jedi Fallen Order, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which that was interesting. It was number 27 last month, and then it went up to 14th. So Breath of the Wild got a boost. I think maybe because of new stock that came in, more stock of the Switch in June because there were some shortages. So new stock helped Legend of Zelda out a bit. Jedi, Borderlands 3, that's like $15, or I think I bought it last month. I bought it for, was it last month or this month? Whatever. I think last month I bought it for like $15, so cheap price. People buying it. Need for Speed Heat, Persona 4 Golden. Hey, there you go. Persona 4 Golden up there. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated at 19th. Then Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Taking a little bit of a hit. 16, or what was that, 12 spots? But I mean, that game's old at this point, right? So yeah, man. I know, bro. 24-inch pythons. All right, 24-inch pythons. The Aftermath really pushed MK11 sales. Yeah, it did, dude. It really did. It pushed it up quite a bit. Well, but these hard to find things, Switch, Ring Fit are top sellers. Well, Switch isn't really, I guess it was not like really super hard to find last month. I know there were some issues in May. There was some, but you know, yeah, June had some shortages, but I wouldn't say it's like super hard to find. It was just some noticeable shortages. But Ring Fit was like, bro, that was like nowhere. You could not find Ring Fit anywhere. But yeah, you're right though. Breath of the Wild getting close to 20 million. Yeah, Karen Buckley. Breath of the Wild is getting close to 20 million. I didn't see Pokemon is not here on this list anymore, but Pokemon's still in Japan. But yeah, I think if they included eShop sales, maybe it'd be up there, but they just don't. But so far right now, Nintendo IR top selling games. Let's take a look where they could potentially be at. So right now, with the Nintendo Switch, this is what we know of the most recent data of the Nintendo Switch. So Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, that's definitely at 25 million, because this is as of March 31st. So now we're all the way in July. So we're months, 3 months plus later, about 3 months and so later. So that's 25 million. Smash Brothers could be at 20 million. It definitely could be at 20 million at this point, or 19 million something. It's almost there. Breath of the Wild probably isn't at 20 million yet. It was at 17.41, so I don't think it's sold almost like 2.5 million since March. I don't think it's sold that much. So, but we'll see though. But it's getting very close. I think Smash might be at 20 million. That nice little min push, and of course being in the NPD sales, being in the Japan top sales, European top sales. So Smash might be there. It might. Zelda maybe. Mario Odyssey, not really sure. Pokemon probably isn't there quite yet either. Obviously, none of these games are going to be there. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, those games are pretty much snail's pace, because this sold like 10 million in the first like month or so. So it's pretty much been going pretty slow for these games. Animal Crossing is at 11.77 million, but Nintendo revised it to where they said, I think they said as of like April something, it was like at 13 million. So that's crazy sales numbers, obviously. And no, we're not including Wii U. I mean, if you include Wii U sales, then yeah, Breath of the Wild is probably at 20 million if you include Wii U. If you include the Wii, like up to date right now with Wii U sales, it's probably at 20 million, yeah. But I'm just talking about the Switch sales by itself. Super Mario Party. The fact that Super Mario Party is sold this much, that's just crazy. 10 million for Super Mario Party. But I was just so happy to see Splatoon 2 hit 10 million. That's so good, That's really good. So that's that. All right, though, we're gonna go ahead and get into the random Q&A. I can't speak. Random Q&A. So if you have questions, I've got answers for you guys. You guys can ask me random stuff based off of video games or anything. Like some people were bringing up random things. Feel free to let me know in the chat. Be more than happy to talk about stuff that you guys want me to talk about. Shout outs to everybody who's watching. I think we have like 240 people watching. We went over earlier, if you weren't here, we went over the my impressions of Ghost of Tsushima and Paper Mario. So people can give their ideas and what you guys think about both of those games, All right, let's see. That's solid for a new line. Yep, Nintendo could still end up with 4 to 6 20 million sales at the end of the Switch's lifetime, which is that's crazy. Looking at it, I think that for sure, obviously Mario Kart 8, that's one of them. Smash is 20 million. Breath of the Wild will be 20 million. I think Odyssey will be 20 million by the time it's done. I think Pokemon Sword and Shield will be 20 million by the time it's all said and done. So that's Animal Crossing, that will be 20 million by the time it's all said and done. So I think that, yeah, 6. I think 6 are pretty much a sure bet. Breath of the Wild 2, whenever that comes out, that will be 20 million. That's going to be 20 million easy. So I would say, if you count that, I would say about 7 games that hit 20 million by the end that we know of. 7 games that will hit 20 million. That's what I think. What Mama Essence whipping up last night? Mama Essence, I had barbecue chicken, biscuits, American style Pillsbury biscuits, rice, and red rice with tomato sauce, nice Nigerian style tomato sauce and chicken. It was delicious. Had some Snickers ice cream too. Let's see here. Console Gamer 97 says, what games have you been collecting for lately? I've been collecting 360 games since some dumb 18-year-old self decided to sell them. Collecting, what games have I been collecting? Just like, I got a bunch of PSP games, GameCube games. Been collecting a lot of GameCube stuff lately, so yeah. Supermoss says, you think we're gonna get a direct Monday, even if it's a mini? Watch my latest video that was up on the channel, Supermosh, which I already talked about that, and I've talked about that multiple times. I've made actually, I think I've made 2 or 3 videos in the past 3 or 4 days on that very topic. So go watch my video on that, man. Let's see here. Jupe says, do we? Oh, I already read that. Ovi says, have you read Sakurai Min Min? Smash Bros. Ultimate continues to develop. Yeah, I've already read that. Troy Perry says, if you could only cop one PS5 or Xbox Series X, probably the PS5 because it has the first party stuff that we know about. Let's see. Nightshade says, I already read that. Jupe says, you think Breath of the Wild 2 is a default 20? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, default 20 million. Yeah. Let's see here. You guys tag me at PlayerEssence. If you just write a question, I'm not gonna be able to see it. I'm not gonna answer it. So, Fred says, since the direct wasn't announced yesterday, do you think they'll stealth drop, possibly mini direct? Yeah, watch my latest video, guys. My latest video's up where I talked about that. I went over multiple scenarios and different things, guys. So that's stuff that I've already discussed multiple times. So yeah, check that out. Check out my latest video if you haven't seen it, where I talk about it more in depth. But thank you, Console Gamer. Thank you for the $5, man. I appreciate that. But yeah, GameCube. I'm collecting a lot of GameCube games myself. All my GameCube games got stolen, dude. And I had stuff like Skies of Arcadia, you know? Well, when I was in college, my GameCube games got stolen. Most of them did. If you were a Pokemon gym leader, what Pokemon type would you use? If I was a Pokemon gym leader, I don't know. I'd probably use like fire. I don't know, fire Pokemon. Pokemon Generation 9 could be 20 million seller. Yeah, but we don't know about that. That's not an announced game yet. But yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Could be a 20 million seller, sure. Let's see here. Nate says, so how much do you think the profit margin is of selling 20 million copies of a $60 game with distribution costs, physical, all that stuff? I mean, it varies from game to game, you know. So there's no one answer because each game has different development budgets. So profit is different. Tsushima impressions, it's good. Ovi says, have you read Sakurai? I already answered that question, Ovi. Yeah. Let's see here. Troy Perry says, where were you getting a headache from Obi-Wan Plays Logic on Twitter the other day? Not really, because his logic is always like that. It's just goal, I mean, like I said, he's a gamer. He's a hardcore gamer. I got nothing but love for Obi, but his logic is just, it's kind of weird. Like, it's kind of weird at times. And when I say something, sometimes he gets mad at me whenever for example, like he said, y'all can y'all explain this to me? Nintendo lost me. And then I explain it to him, and then he argues back with me and gets upset, or not upset, but he gets kind of like, you know, argumentative about that when I explained it to him, you know, like, so. So like, no, but shout outs to Obi though. I think he's just more of he's like a super core gamer, and he wants Nintendo to release like 5 million games per day or whatever the case is, and they're not going to be able to do that. Or he likes what he likes, you know. So no hate from me, But yeah, he asked for us to explain it, and then I explained it, and then it wasn't good enough for him. Oh man. But yeah, he's a bit all over the place at times. But it's all good. It's all good, man. It's all good. Like I said, I watch his streams. I respect him as a fellow content creator and all of that. So there's no, you're not gonna hear me say, you know, negative or bad things about him. Just like we disagree. It's okay to disagree. Like we talked about earlier in the year. Like it's okay for him to say what he says. It's okay for him to have an opinion. It's okay for him to express that opinion. You know, but it's also okay for other people to, you know, agree or disagree. You know. Is Ghost of Tsushima's open world like Breath of the Wild or more like Assassin's Creed or other Ubisoft games? It's more like Assassin's Creed. Like, let me give you an example of why it's more like Assassin's Creed or why it's more like other Ubisoft games. In the game, there's a material that you can collect called bamboo, right? In the game, there's also bamboo trees that you can clearly see that are bamboo trees. When you pull out your sword and you try to chop down the bamboo trees, you cannot chop down the bamboo trees to collect material for bamboo that you need. You have to go to certain special areas or certain special bamboo pickups for you to get bamboo. Despite there being a bamboo tree right in front of you, you cannot cut down that tree and collect the resources of bamboo for you. So that's why it's much more like Assassin's Creed and other Ubisoft games than like Breath of the Wild, to where like if you see something, you can usually chop it down, or you can usually collect it, or you can mine it, or whatever the case is in Breath of the Wild. The world is way more interactive. Whereas Ghost of Tsushima, the world is just kind of there, and like you go to certain spots to collect resources, or certain areas can do certain things, but you can't interact. There's no destructible environments and kind of stuff like that. Whereas Breath of the Wild, I mean, you're gliding all over the place. You're doing weird types of time manipulation. You're picking up objects and slamming them into like you're using the world way more of the world for the gameplay. Whereas Ghost of Tsushima is just kind of like the world's there, and then you ride from one spot to another spot to solve things, or to do quests, or whatever it is, or collect certain resources, or to do stuff. So it's more of like a landmark-based type of thing. Whereas Breath of the Wild is kind of like stuff's just kind of just strewn about. You just kind of use the actual open world for gameplay, so a bit different. Let's see. Are you looking forward to Xbox Game Showcase? Yeah, sure. Is CrossCode still getting a physical release, or just limited run? Yeah, it's getting a physical release. Yeah, later in the year. I meant Breath of the Wild 2. Okay, I got you, J2. That's Prime Assassin's Creed. Yeah, that's Prime Assassin's Creed. I mean, like I said, it's not bad. It's not like, oh my gosh, horrible. But it's just, Oh, are you taking off, Shamsa, or are you saying bye to somebody else? Okay, yeah. Okay, yo, OJ, I'm gonna get some Z's. See you on the Spawncast. All right, take it easy, Shamsa. Thank you so much for the support, like always. Hopefully you enjoyed all your music being played. I appreciate that. Appreciate the support on the channel, like always. Crazy support on the channel this month, So thank you so much. I appreciate you, Shamsa. Get some Z's. We'll see you later. Let's see here. Bro, you just gotta press R2. You being nitpicky, stop playing. I'm being nitpicky? No, I'm not saying that it's hard to harvest the bamboo. What I'm saying is that, are you talking to me in terms of things? I'm just saying, like, there's a bamboo tree and you can't cut down the bamboo tree in order to get the material of bamboo. You have to go to a certain spot that has, like, oh, this is bamboo. Even though you see a bamboo tree, it's one of your materials. You can't cut the tree. That's like I said, you can't cut the tree to get the bamboo for a material. You have to go to a certain spot that's designated for a bamboo pickup. I'm saying that there's less interactivity with the world. But is cutting the tree down a big deal? Yeah, interactive gameplay within that's what makes Breath of the Wild so good, is the fact that you can't interact with the world. It's a gameplay design thing. He asked me a question. He said, is the game more like Breath of the Wild, or is it more like Assassin's Creed? I said it's more like Assassin's Creed, because Assassin's Creed, there's a bunch of things that you can't interact with, you don't use the world to traverse or to interact with. It's very different gameplay style. It is very different. The fact that you can interact with trees, you can cut them down in Breath of the Wild, you can manipulate rocks, you can move, you can use objects to fight enemies, that makes a whole different gameplay style than a game like Assassin's Creed or a game like Ghost of Tsushima. That's very different. Very, very different gameplay. And this is the problem sometimes when people don't understand gameplay and how mechanics work and the breakdown, and you think that everything's just made the same. An open world, just an open world. It's not. The gameplay style in Breath of the Wild is very different from the gameplay style in Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima it has an open world, but it's not an interactive open world game. Breath of the Wild is an interactive open world game. They create different gameplay experiences. The gameplay experience that you're going to have in Breath of the Wild, because you can cut down a tree and then use that tree to pass an area that you wouldn't have been able to. The fact that you can start a fire out of nowhere to solve certain puzzles. The fact that you can use certain elements of the wild in the gameplay in order to make new gameplay experiences make it completely different from Ghost of Tsushima. Not saying that Ghost of Tsushima is bad. It's just not the same thing. It's very clearly different. Very clearly different. Let's see here. And this is not opinion. This is fact. Let me just make sure I repeat this. That's not opinion. That's a fact. Breath of the Wild has elements within the open world that interact the environment in order to solve puzzles, in order to do things. Ghost of Tsushima has way less of that. Way less. That's factual. There's no, like I said, it's not like Ghost of Tsushima is bad because it doesn't do what Breath of the Wild does. They're just different gameplay experiences. And you have to be able to, it's not about, oh, well, you press R2 to collect bamboo. That's not it. It's gameplay mechanic that's not there that makes it different. That's it. Like exactly. People there's no need to get defensive over a factual comparison of gameplay between Breath of the Wild and Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima is not an interactive open world game. You do not interact with the open world in order to solve puzzles and do gameplay things. You do a little bit, but nowhere near the level of Breath of the Wild. It's just that's it. Doesn't mean the game's bad. Doesn't mean the game's horrible. Doesn't mean that that's not good. It's just that's just how it is. That's just facts. That's just facts. It's just facts, guys. I'm trying to break it down to you. I mean, it's just facts. It's not bad, but that's just how it is. Let's see. How much do you play solo versus stream? I don't know. I think I probably put more hours solo in than when I stream games. Aside from Breath of the Wild, what other open world game gives you the freedom with the environment? I've never played an open world game like Breath of the Wild, so that's why I think Breath of the Wild, despite some of its issues, that's why it reviewed so well, is because there's not really anything like it. Like with the Sheikah Slate and how you can, I mean, you saw what people could do. People can just do crazy things in terms of movement and options and things like that. So I don't know if I've ever played a game like Breath of the Wild, open world environment. So I can't really think of anything.
I want to shake your hand. I want to shake your hand.
Cedric Matois with the $1, he says, can you please play Pokemon Battle Track? Probably my favorite one in the franchise. All right, I got you, man. Thank you for the $1 donation, man. I appreciate that. Hey, Chalice, thank you for liking the stream. I appreciate that, man. No, I'm not saying, it's not a compare. No, listen. Mirror Shield. I obviously like Breath of the Wild more from what I've played so far than Ghost of Tsushima. Obviously I do, but it's not a comparison to say like, oh, this gameplay style is superior to that gameplay style. I was simply answering a question about how the style of open world is. Is it like Breath of the Wild, or is it more like Assassin's Creed? It's clearly more like Assassin's Creed than it is Breath of the Wild. It clearly is. That's all I was doing. People are allowed to like Ghost of Tsushima more or think it's better. If you think it is, that's fine, you know, than Breath of the Wild. That's cool. Obviously, I like Breath of the Wild a lot more. Breath of the Wild to me is a better game. But that's all I was doing, was just answering the question of what it's more like. That's it, you know? Comparing certain games is sometimes like, this place has great tacos, but this has In-N-Out burgers, or In-N-Out burgers are better. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not necessarily an apples and oranges thing, but it's just, this is what Ghost of Tsushima does well. Progression is really good, right? So combat progression is really good. Definitely lots of cool options with combat that probably better than Breath of the Wild in terms of some of the combat options. Breath of the Wild's combat's more unique and innovative, but there's a lot more better combat progression and weapons not breaking and certain things like, you know, upgrading, like the way that they handle that stuff is better in Ghost of Tsushima, you know? So there's certain things that Ghost does really well, maybe better, but then there's other things that Breath of the Wild does significantly better. Review scores aren't everything, but I think if you want to know why there's such a disparity within the review scores of these two games, despite Ghost of Tsushima being very good, it's because Ghost of Tsushima is not unique. I think that's the reason why. It's just, a lot of people just saw and said, this is an 8 out of 10. It's a good game, but I've done everything before in this. Like, they didn't even try to be innovative in this game. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain cool things about it, but it's definitely more on the, let's take what works and let's make that really, 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 really good over the course of a 5-6 year development period. However long they've been this game was announced in 2017, and they've been working on it since 2015, I think. So I mean, we're talking 5-6 years, you know, that they've been working on this game. Because Infamous Second Son came out early 2014. So they got started on Ghost of Tsushima back in probably 2014 at some point, or 2015. So they just refined it, and made a really good game at the end of the generation, you know? Which is cool, that's fine. You know? Nightshade donated $5, says, Fodlin wins, please. Absolutely, Nightshade. Thank you for the $5 donation, man. I appreciate that. For me personally, I drew more comparisons from Breath of the Wild in my experience. I'm literally entranced by Tsushima. What are the Breath of the Wild gameplay in terms of the open world? What is the gameplay that you found in Ghost of Tsushima with the open world that is similar to Breath of the Wild? Let me know. I would love, because I don't see him flying through the skies. I don't see him using Sheikah slates to manipulate the world. I don't see him solving shrine puzzles. I don't see him doing, I mean, like I said, I play for, unless there's something crazy that happens later, I do not know what you're talking about, VC. What is all these, I see a lot more stuff with Assassin's Creed than I see with Breath of the Wild. Or Witcher. Witcher, Assassin's Creed, I do not see these comparisons that you're trying to draw between Breath of the Wild and Ghost of Tsushima, but feel free to let me know. The scenery across both worlds are varied and great to explore. That has nothing to do with gameplay. Like that has nothing, like the sceneries in Assassin's Creed are varied. That's not interactive gameplay. That's just looking and saying, oh, these look similar. That's not game. What are the gameplay elements? Not what you see with your eyes. What are the gameplay elements, that make Breath of the Wild and Ghost of Tsushima similar? I can tell you a million things between Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Ghost of Tsushima that are very similar between the two, gameplay-wise. I can go over it if you want me to. I don't know if you play Assassin's Creed games, but if you play them, those two games or Witcher, those seem far more likely to be in line. I think Breath of the Wild is just a little bit of the grass. I think that's really what it comes down to, the grass. Like, and some of the wildlife. Gameplay-wise, I don't see really anything. I don't see much. Yeah, and see, I think that's the problem. I only played the first two Assassin's Creed games. That's the problem. You probably don't remember them very well. Go play Assassin's Creed. Play Assassin's Creed Odyssey and play Assassin's Creed Origins. Play those games and you're gonna start getting some deja vu with how, and even like you look at like the combat, how the combat works, way more like Assassin's Creed than it is like Breath of the Wild. The combat's obviously not the same at all. Like Breath of the Wild, you're sitting there, you're pulling out bombs, you're flying through on, like you're just doing such weird stuff. You're charging up spin attacks and spinning around, you know, like you're shooting blade beams. Like they're not similar. Assassin's Creed has a lot of skill point progression like you do in Ghost of Tsushima. It's very similar in how you do those things. Yo, Camcast with the raid of 6 people. Thank you so much, Camcast. Appreciate that. Thank you for the raid. Also, Get Good Gamer, thank you for the follow. Can you ride a shield in Ghost? No, you cannot. But you can ride a horse. That's like Breath of the Wild, right? But you can ride a horse in Assassin's Creed Odyssey too, by the way. You get on your horse and getty up, you know, you start. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is like that as well, which Breath of the Wild is taking some elements, I think, from Assassin's Creed as, you know, too. So, but I just don't see that. I don't see that comparison, you know. I don't see the gameplay comparison between the two. Yeah, it's more like an Assassin's Creed game, more so than anything. A very fine-tuned and good Assassin's Creed game, by the way, because I don't like Assassin's Creed, but I like Ghosts, you know. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, they both have swords, guys. They must be the same. I know. Oh my gosh, they both have swords. They must be the same. I mean, and like, how old is the Ghost of Tsushima guy? I guess is he 100 years old, like Link in Breath of the Wild? Have I finished Paper Mario? No, Paper Mario just came out. I just started playing it. There's a motorcycle in Breath of the Wild. Master cycle there is. You get a Tsushima cycle in Ghost of Tsushima. You can choose to be a normal samurai or assassin. There's more to the story. Enemies, NPCs react if you're assassin or samurai. I know. I've been playing the game, so I'm very well aware of that. I've been doing more of the samurai. I've been doing both. I've been doing the samurai stuff, and I've been doing like the assassin stuff, like sneaking around, depending on the mission, depending on how I feel. I've been upgraded in both type of ways as well. I mean, yeah, there's definitely both ways. Nobody's saying that the gameplay isn't varied. Nobody's saying that the gameplay isn't, but you know what? Assassin's Creed, you can do that too. Assassin's Creed, you can be a warrior where you're just going through and just bodying people, and you can put points into that, or you can be stealthy in Assassin's Creed has stealth. For those who don't play Assassin's Creed and maybe don't know about it, Assassin's Creed has that too, to where you can go through and just barge in and just put on armor and do all that, or you can be super stealthy in Assassin's Creed games, you know? So I mean, so yeah, I mean, but Wooden's Throne says the same thing. Ghost reminds me of Arkham's combat system with Assassin's Creed stealth mechanics and more refined. That's kind of how I feel. The Arkham system that you talk about, it's similar in some aspects, in some ways, but obviously different in other ways. But yeah, that's what I talked about. It reminds me of Assassin's Creed and Arkham, and those are both good games. You know, Assassin's Creed and Arkham are both good. You know, are you planning on finishing Ghost? I mean, I might finish it, but to be honest, man, I kind of just wanted to play it just so I can talk about it, you know, and just to see if because I like Sucker Punch games, and I usually finish Sucker Punch games, you know, I usually beat them, so I'll probably beat it at some point. But if you want me to be completely honest, I'm gonna just play, you know, I'll probably play Paper Mario before I go to sleep because I can play it lying down in bed. And then I'm gonna start up Persona 5 Royal next week. So I don't care what happens. I'm playing Persona 5 Royal because honestly I think Persona 5 Royal is better than Paper Mario and better than Ghost. So I'm gonna play. That's just my own opinion. Obviously people are like whatever they want to like. So I'm starting up Persona 5 Royal. I really want to play that game. So I'm gonna play that. So I'll beat it at some point, but Persona 5 Royal is definitely taking priority. You know, at this point, you know, so yeah, once you get 10 hours into the game, more skills does get much more fun. The game is already fun. The game was fun from the game is already super fun. I'm 5-6 hours into the Ghost of Tsushima. I've been playing it like crazy. I've been getting upgrades. I've been getting new skills. I read all the different stuff. I see the different stances and the different things that you can get. Like I said, it's very Assassin's Creed-ish. Like you can look and see what you're gonna get, and it's fun. Nobody's saying Ghost isn't fun. And Ghost is fun from the beginning. Ghost of Tsushima does not start off slow and like you're sitting there and waiting for upgrades. I mean, dude, like the beginning scene, you freaking ride right into a battle. I mean, it's great. There's not a lot of cutscenes in between. You're right into the gameplay. You start earning points right away. They drop you in that open world. You can go where you want. Let the wind guide you. See foxes rolling around. You gotta follow the foxes. Give them a pet. I mean, the game gets you in right away. There is no, oh, well, you gotta wait 15 hours or 10 hours, then it gets really good. The game instantly gets good with stuff into where you can get experience and get skill points and renown. I mean, I know how this game is going to play out. I already know. I've looked at the skills and what you get and how it's going to affect combat, and I have a good idea of how I know this game is going to play out. I mean, based because it's like Assassin's Creed. You can see what you're going to get. You can see your skill tree and see what you're going to get, you know, and it just makes things more convenient, right? So, for example, like, oh, instead of being able just to dodge one time, you're able to do a dodge roll instead, you know? Like, oh, you have a different water stance style, you can fight against these enemies more effectively than you can in your stone style, you know? Like, and that's cool, it's dope. But like I said, we've been there, we've done that. I've played these games like this. I mean, I know it's going to be good, but 6 hours in, I already know what it is. And they're going to bombard you with side quests, bombard you with different types of missions that you can do to earn different types of charms and abilities and equipments. It's great. It's the base game is fun there. But I mean, I don't think I need to, you know, people don't need to play for 10 hours before you say, oh, this game gets really good. It gets good pretty quickly. It's good. It's a good game. Let's see, OJ, I have not tried it. I have not started. Oh, no, I did start. Chalice, I did start it. I'm at the very beginning. You know, I'm at the very beginning. Justice Window, OJ, where is Silksong Man? It's coming. Thought I had a review copy. No review copy. Nintendo didn't give me a review copy for Paper Mario this time. I think maybe I asked too late for it, and I think maybe I didn't say enough good stuff about Paper Mario beforehand. I'm not really sure. I was super hyped about a game like, you know, Xenoblade, so Nintendo obviously was on top of that, but I don't think I did enough like stuff when it comes to Paper Mario for get a review copy, but that's okay. I just went and bought the copy myself. I have no problem with that, and even sometimes when Nintendo gives me review copies, I still buy the physical copy, you know. So yeah, do ghosts feel like homework? It can definitely feel like that. I think that type of thought process for some people, yeah, it will be. It will be. It will feel like, okay, more side quests, more boring. Like, you know, I did like a really boring side quest where there was like a fake samurai and like it was like a fake showdown. You know, it was like it like, you know, he was sitting there. Like I went to this place and he was like, oh yeah, I'm this legendary samurai, and I'll get that donation in just a bit. I'm this legendary samurai that does all this stuff and blah blah blah. So then you go and you find out that he's not really a legendary samurai and he's just like taking advantage of all the women that are there or whatever. But he didn't really hurt anybody, so they kind of knew that he was a fraud, but they just let him let him stay around. Like you have to just chase him. So you chase him and then you go into a fake showdown and he says, I don't want to die. And then he runs away and that's the end of the mission. It's like, All right, like that's trash side quest, but it's like whatever, you know. So that stuff like that kind of feels like homework, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like, you know. But there are really good ones, like where you learn super good abilities, and there's much better. There's like major side quests, you know, as well. And there's like little undiscovered locations that have like little stupid things, you know. So some of it's good, some of it's kind of whack, but that's kind of how a lot of open world games are, you know. Mac Mega with the $3 donation, and he says, "What do you think a good price point for purchase of Ghost of Tsushima is? Also, can you play Zelda song Link, please?" Yeah, if you're not really like, I don't think it's a must buy. Rush out there and buy Ghost of Tsushima day one. I honestly don't think it is. I think that like once it gets its first good price drop to like $40, like a $39.99, like Black Friday, I think it would be perfect. Like that's a perfect game. You get super good value, you know, for your money. And like I said, I don't think Ghost of Tsushima is a rush out there, buy it day one. I did, because, you know, obviously, like, I cover games for a living, but I personally don't think, unless you're super, super into samurais and you have nothing to play. If you're really into samurais and samurai movies and you're looking for the next big game to play, you've beaten your games before, you know, and you love that type of aesthetic and gameplay, then yeah, absolutely, it is a must play. Go out there and buy it. But if you have other games that you've been playing and money might be tight in one way or another, then it can wait till like $40, you know. Thank you for the $3 though, man. And I only say that because PlayStation games drop in price, you know. If their games didn't drop in price as much, then I would say, you know what, it's not going to drop anyway. Just go out there and get it, you know, and play it whenever you feel like it. Since you're part of the NES, Super NES, and Genesis cycle, I'm part of the Atari cycle too, bro, and the arcade cycle. I'm old. Did you ever watch AVGN? Absolutely. AVGN was one of my inspirations for starting doing video games. I'm big on sound design. How's the quality in Paper Mario? I mean, it's not bad, I guess. The music's really good, but I mean, I'm not good at deciphering sound quality. I mean, I play off of a sound bar, so yeah. Let's just finish The Last of Us 2, so I look forward to getting Ghost of Tsushima and Paper Mario. Yeah, absolutely. I would just say, like, you can, you know, pick up Paper Mario next if you want to, because that's probably not going to drop in price anytime soon. Play that, then once you beat that, there might be a price drop for Ghost, you know? All right, take it easy, Kazette. Thanks for coming out to the stream. Would you trade it in for something else? I don't trade in my games. Would you rather get Persona 5 Royal on Switch port, or just get new info on Shin Megami Tensei 5? Persona 5 Royal port, because Shin Megami Tensei 5, it's coming at some point. Give me a game over information. You didn't say that the game isn't going to come out, so as long as the game's still going to come out, I'd rather take the game. Gotta go see you on this podcast. All right, take it easy, Chris. Thanks for coming out to the stream, man. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys that are here, rocking with me. You guys have any other questions, feel free to drop them in the chat once again. Tag me at PlayerEssence, hashtag PlayerEssence, just PlayerEssence by itself. I'll be more than happy to answer you guys' questions. Yeah, the bamboo theme's pretty fire. That one's copyrighted, but I'll just scrub it later. I'm with the Pure Assassin's route and Ghost Armor set. Died in dark yellow. A dude looks like Scorpion down. Hey, there you go. Ryan says, I have a lot of old Assassin's Creed games from 2014, and before that came with the Xbox One VCR, but I was too young to play them back then. All right. Dank Meme says, duh, OJ, info over playing games. That's the whole hype thing, right? Are you more... Would you rather get a game and get an actual game and play, or would you rather get announcements of games that you're of some point? Yeah, I know. Who would actually want games over announcements? Devolver Digital knows what's down, dude. Who actually would want games? You know? Who wants games, man? Let's see. Nice, OJ. Thanks for confirming my feelings towards Ghost of Tsushima. Well, what was your feel? Which way are you going towards it? You got a chance to wear your new shoes yet? Nah, not actually. No, I did because I went to my mom's house, but I bought sandals I bought some N1 sandals at Walmart for I think like 13 bucks. They're pretty comfortable. So I just wore my sandals instead. It's hot here over the summer, so I'm probably not gonna wear my shoes until later in the fall when my wife gets here and like maybe we start going out places. Well, we're gonna be on lock. Maybe we won't be able to go out as much because of Corona, but maybe like when I start traveling again, I'll wear my shoes more. But really, my shoes were just crushed. I just needed like, you know, it was embarrassing, you know, going to certain places with those crusty shoes, you know. Jonathan B says, why don't you want hype more than game? I can't believe it. I know, seriously. Hype's great, guys, and I'm all down for hype. I'm all down for, you know, getting excited about games and all that, you know, but when that actually overtakes getting games and playing games, that's when there's a big problem, I guess, right? Big problem. Or maybe not. Hey, what's up, Gamebird Classic? Welcome to the stream. When is Dreamcast Guy versus OJ Tony Hawk going down? Maybe when the game comes out. I'm gonna wait for a sale. What you said is exactly how I felt about it. Okay, okay. Well, I'm glad I can help out then. Yeah, if you wait, like I said, Black Friday, it should be, if you're lucky, you'll get it for $30. You might because the PS5 hype. So you might be able to get Ghost for $30, you know, or it might be a $25 special if you wait till Black Friday, which isn't too long from now. I mean, we're in July. We're in a couple weeks. We're gonna be in August. So August, September, October. No, yeah, it's only 4 months, 3-4 months away. That's not too long. You can wait for Ghosts. Like you can wait for it. It's good, but it's not. Oh my gosh, rush out there and buy the game. Good, in my opinion. Like depending on this, like depending on your situation. Like I said, if you have no games to play, you beat all your backlog, and you need something to play right now that's gonna give you value, absolutely go out there and buy Ghosts. Absolutely go out there and get it. You know. Yeah, that's three Houses soundtrack. That's three Houses soundtrack. I'm just playing some random music. Do you know how to play dominoes? Any card games? I know how to play some card games, but not dominoes. What type of kicks did you cop? I copped some Jordans, not Air Force Ones. Air Jordan 1 mids and lows. Wine red mids, wine red mids and powder blue or baby blue lows. When does the Spawncast start? It starts every time. It's the same week every time for like the past 3 years, or whatever, 3 years. 9 o'clock Eastern time. Should I buy Paper Mario, the Origami King, or wait for a sale? Chances are there's not going to be a sale anytime soon. So when it comes to Nintendo games that are going to do well, like Paper Mario, it's going to sell well. Like I don't know when there's going to be a sale. So if I tell you to wait for a sale, there might never be a sale, or the sale might be 1.5 to 2 years from now or something like that. You know. So I mean, like, I don't know if you're going to get the game cheap anytime soon. You know. So if I were you, if you really want to play it, just go ahead and buy it, because the sales are never really significant on Nintendo on big first-party games. I mean, Breath of the Wild is still like right around full price. So same thing goes for like a lot of 2017 games. Can't even find Xenoblade. Xenoblade is more than, you can't even find Xenoblade in terms of like physical. So yeah. Armchair says, OJ, it would be awesome if we did a Spawncast official Smash Crew battle tournament online. The Spawncast doesn't really play Smash Brothers like that though. Armchair. Nintendo games and sales don't go together. Yeah, they're very sporadic. They're very sporadic. I mean, they do happen, but it's just not very often. Patrick says, what's your zodiac sign, and do you believe that stuff is real? I mean, I believe zodiac signs can be real, but I don't even know what my zodiac sign is. For sales, watch RGT. But that's just the eShop sales are usually third-party games. You know, we're talking like first-party. But yeah, he does the eShop sales videos. Paper Mario Origami King is $49 at Walmart. Yeah, that's not really a sale though. That's just like the price that they really just do. You know. Birthday? My birthday's in April. Mac Mega with the $5 holla, and he says, when do you think a good price point to get Paper Mario? I'm thinking it'll be on sale on Best Buy or GameStop for $39.99, maybe a year or so. Also, can you play Zelda song? It's possible, but then again, it's not possible, you know? Like, it's hard to say. So, for example, if you go on GameStop's website right now, okay? You go on there right now and you look up, let's just look up Mario Tennis Aces. So we look up Mario Tennis Aces. Look at the price for Mario Tennis Aces. Okay, so this is a game that came out in 2018. So it's 2 years old. All right. Has there been sales on it? Yes. But look at the price. So I'm not confident telling you to wait a year or wait something, and it might never happen. You know? Yes, there's been sales on Mario Tennis Aces to where you can get it a bit cheaper, like $49 or something like that, very randomly, but I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to be in a year, year and a half. I don't know if it's even going to be a feasible thing. So it's possible, but then again, it's completely not possible that Paper Mario is completely left off. They can just leave Paper Mario. It could be, oh, well, here's another sale on Astral Chain, or here's a sale on New Super Mario Bros, or here's a sale on Mario Maker 2, but there's no sale on Paper Mario. There's no actual flowchart to what games go on sale when it comes to Mario or when it comes to first-party games. There's no flowchart, so I'm not confident telling you to, oh yeah, wait, it'll be $40. Dude, you wait, it might be 55. They might give you $5 off the game, you know? So I don't know. So to me, I would say if you want to play the game, just pick it up. But if you can wait, if you have to think about it, then you should just play your other games. And then if you don't have anything else to play, then buy Paper Mario. And then just cross your fingers and hope a sale comes, you know, then you pick it up then. You know? But let me play your music. Now look at all Pokken Tournament, it's still full price. There's been some sales on Pokken Tournament over the years, but yeah, they go right back up. Do you think we can get a re-release of Crisis Core on Switch or maybe remake? I hope so. I think it's possible for sure. Thank you for the $5 though, Mr. MacMeg, and the 3 back-to-back donations. Thank you, man. Oh, Princess Kari, thank you for the subscription on YouTube as well. Appreciate that. Welcome. Walmart doesn't always sell every game $10 cheaper though. Sometimes they just don't. So it's interesting. I probably got a bigger backlog than you, and I'll just wait. Yeah. Paper Mario, the Origami King was made. Everyone just fold Nintendo. The series is dead. Nintendo, fold. That's a great idea. That's funny. Everyone's saying that Nintendo's just fold. It's dead. Hey, maybe that'll work. Yeah, Paper Mario was a #1 game on the eShop too. Do you think the Mario re-releases will be true remaster or just ports? What's a true remaster? I need to know your definition of what a true remaster is. The world today. Either Aries or Taurus. I think I'm an Aries. Jose is Aries because I think his birthday is like 15th or something like that. April 13th. So I think I'm Aries. But I've never really looked too much into that, like, you know, Zodiac, all that stuff like that, you know. Any predictions for when Atlas will bring Persona 4 Gold and other Persona stuff to Switch? Yeah, Ahmed, I talked about that just a bit. I have a couple videos where I discuss that. Like, it's a matter of time and all that. So I'm thinking maybe 2021 or something like that. I think eventually it'll come to Switch platform. So yeah, 2021, 2022, we might see like another Persona game on Switch. I don't know what game it'll be though. If it's Persona 3, Persona 4, Persona 5, I'm not really sure, but there'll be something. They're getting closer and closer, so. I probably just get a bigger, okay, never mind, I already read that. Do you think, J2 Blue says, do you think we could get a re-release? Oh, I already read that, never mind. Shout outs, Crisis Core, yes, we need it. Let's see here, from the world today, from the ground up. From the ground up, wouldn't that be a remake, not a remaster? I mean, so if they remake the game from the ground up, they're not remastered. That's a remake, is it not? So that's why I said when I ask your opinion from the ground up. So I mean, no. I think they'd probably just take whatever source code that they have and port it over, then remaster it, as in like upping the resolution, adding some different textures here and there, improving audio quality, whatever the case is. But I mean, like, if you want to go, yeah, this remake versus remaster debate, I don't know what a true remaster, then what's a remake, like, so not this again. You're right. I always confuse the two. Yeah, this man doesn't even know what he's talking. This man's confused on what it is. This man put true in front of it. Said, "Oh well, this is a whole new meaning. That now you remaster, true remaster, remake, true remake, kind of remaster, somewhat lazy remaster, port, HD port." I mean, like, oh goodness gracious. I think I'm done with this. I think they're gonna take the source code and they're gonna increase the resolution. They're gonna clean up maybe some of the textures here and there and call it a day. Improve the controls, maybe add a couple quality of life things here and there, nothing crazy, and put that out there. I think Super Mario Deluxe, or not Super Mario Deluxe, Super Mario 3D World, I think they could add more content to that game. We have to see source code to know if it's remaster or remake, right? Oh yeah, source code, the source code. We have to know. We have to have it. I'm done. By the way, I'm done getting into this conversation. I'm done. I'm done. Y'all crazy. Any other questions, boys and girls? Are we good? I'm afraid for many people have accepted the collection is real instead of just a rumor. Yeah, because there's been so many reports on it. TM. Max says, did you get Steelbook P5R or regular? Just the regular one. I didn't really care about that. I already bought their big special edition with all sorts of stuff. And like, it's this game, right? This is the Take My Heart edition. Is this right here? I already gave them, what is it, $80 for that or whatever. I'm not giving them any more than what it should be. I paid the price that I think that what it was for like the DLC. Maybe the DLC is worth about $40. I'll give them $40. I wasn't gonna give them 60 because I already gave them like 80. So I'm not gonna give them 60 to access some DLC and quality of life options. I'll give them 40 for that. So, we're good. Thank you for the stream, OJ. Shout outs to the world today. I appreciate that. So many reports. Remember Star Fox Grand Prix? I do remember Star Fox Grand Prix. The only difference between this is that this one has a little bit more legitimacy to it because it's the 35th anniversary of Mario. Birdman says, I finished Paper Mario and I'm already sobbing about Nintendo whereabouts. You finished Paper Mario? Yo, how'd you finish it so fast? Even if you watch Scott the Waz's video, it still doesn't. It still can be eh. Okay, hold up. Did Philip Mewson just post the new video? He did. Yo, he did. Yeah, he said he posted a new video. Did he? Let me check.
Peggy 16.
He did. A very honest and original Dead Cells review. And he put, hey, I'm glad this, okay. So yeah, he did. Yeah, Philip is back, dude. He's back. He's back at it again. It's been 11 months, about 11 months since his last post. So it's been almost a year since he posted last. And I'm looking at this this review here. It's a 5-minute review of Dead Cells. So we already know his editing is gonna be on point. I think this is a good strategy to come back with this type of an actual original thought process and is of Dead Cells. It's gonna be interesting to see. There's hella dislikes already though, but I mean there's 40 dislikes and it's only been up for 26 minutes. People really can't they're never gonna let this go, man. But I think he deserves another shot, man. Everyone's saying, I must say the editing was really good. Nobody's ever doubted that Philip can edit. The dude is a god tier editor. No one's ever doubted that. But the fact that, yeah, man, he's back. At some point, this man's got to be able to work to make a living, man. Apparently, he's been trying to get some jobs at the places and nobody's hiring him for like work. So this man's got to be able to work. He's got to be able to work, and we can't stop him from making videos on YouTube, you know. Not really. It's a reminder of the Dead Cells review we copied by now doing it again. No, it's to me, it's cojones because we all know that's what got him into this in the first place, right? So wouldn't it be dope if he actually did a good review on the game that got him into all of this trouble in the first place? I mean, I think that's ballsy, man. I think that's ballsy. I'm gonna go dislike the video. Come back, go Fred. Sabbath with the $5. I'm not sure Dead Cells is a good return video. I don't know what is. I don't know. It seems bad. I think it's ballsy, man. You got to do something to kind of shake it up. I think it's a bit ballsy because he made video after the whole thing happened. He already made other types of videos though. This is not like the return from what happened. By the way, guys, he made videos after the whole situation happened with Dead Cells. He made videos on that. So it wasn't like, oh, this is my return and it's going to be Dead Cells. He already made one return and then that didn't go well. And then he took a big break and then back again. So this is like Michael Jordan. He's not as good as Michael Jordan, obviously, but this is like when Jordan came back to the Wizards, you know, he already retired once and then came back and then then retired again, then came back again. So this is not like, oh, the comeback. This is just off of a long hiatus, but he already made videos after this whole situation, you know? Philip plagiarized and people treating him like Harvey Weinstein. Dude, people are kind of treating him like, you know, like he killed and murdered. I don't know, Harvey didn't do that, but as if he, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy, man. But people are never going to let it go. Some people are never going to let it go, which is understandable. If you don't want to let it go, or if you don't want to, you know, don't want to move on, that's fine. You know, I don't have a problem with that, you know. I got Paper Mario Thursday night and played it all day on Friday. A little busy this morning. Okay. Philip Mewson. Yeah, the video, from what I took out, the video is well edited. The video is well edited, but he needs to be able, he has the right to work for a living. You don't have to like him, but I think he has the right. People saying, oh, well, he should just go away and never come back. Nah, he has the right to work. Whether you want to listen to him or watch his reviews or whatever the case is, that's one thing that you can do or not do. You can not support it, which I understand. I understand a lot of people not wanting to support that, you know? Like, I 100% get that, you know? 100% get that. How do you feel about Dreamcast guy review for Ghost of Tsushima? Gave it a 10 out of 10. Yeah, I saw most of that review. That's his opinion. I don't think this game is a 10 out of 10, but then again, he's beat the game, or he's played a lot more than me. I don't see, to me, a 10 out of 10 the game has to be innovative in order to get a 10 out of 10. There needs to be some type of innovation in the game. It doesn't need to be completely innovative or reinvent the wheel, but there needs to be more innovation that I've seen so far in Ghost. Ghost seems like the gameplay it's good, but there needs to be a bit more innovation for me to give a 10 out of 10. There needs to be a bit more. I mean, I gave Breath of the Wild a 9.5. You know? So I didn't give Breath of the Wild a 10. I gave it a 9.5. So and that game's crazy innovative. So I wouldn't give Ghost a 10. But yeah, the fact that that's his opinion, he really likes the game. So yeah. It's a shame. Let's see. I was honest, I didn't like the Lost Woods and Breath of the Wild. That's fine. Nobody's saying that you have to like stuff or not. That's not the point. It's a shame the dude's talented and well spoken, but he went the way he went about apologizing is really pompous and condescending. That's why I really can't forgive. Yeah, man, but I mean, yeah, he made multiple mistakes, you know. My issue is why you still sub to a plagiarist you can't stand, in my opinion. People are trying to play God, piss me off. Yeah, I mean, exactly. Like, if you don't like him anymore, like, why you still sub to him? You know, but some people maybe aren't. Some people just saw that he posted, like, rush there, you know, to go complain. Fatherland Wins. Yeah, I did play Fatherland Wins, but you know what? I'll play it again for you, dude. Nightshade. Thank you for the support. I will play it again though, but you definitely missed it. But I played Fatherland Wins. In my opinion, Ghost is a far better version of Breath of the Wild. I'll give it a solid 9, while Breath of the Wild will have a 7. It's not a far better version of Breath of the Wild because it doesn't play like Breath of the Wild at all. It's a far better version of Assassin's Creed. The gameplay in Breath of the Wild and the gameplay in Ghost of Tsushima are completely different. Ghost of Tsushima is more like Assassin's Creed. Those are two separate things. It's a far better version of Assassin's Creed. If you think it's better, or if it's a better game or a better score, then that's one thing. But it's not a better version of Breath of the Wild. It isn't Breath of the Wild in the first place. There's a clear difference between these two games. How they play, the gameplay structure and setup. Everything in Ghost of Tsushima is far more set towards Assassin's Creed than it is Breath of the Wild. I'm not wrong. Captain Chaz. If you want, we can discuss this more in a discussion or debate. But if I were you, I wouldn't do that. I know Assassin's Creed in and out. I play the Assassin's Creed games, and I know Breath of the Wild in and out. And I've been playing a lot of Ghost of Tsushima, and Ghost of Tsushima is not Breath of the Wild. It's just not. The gameplay structure is not the same. It's not the same at all. It's much more like Assassin's Creed. It really is. And I can really take you apart on multiple options, so I don't think I'm wrong. I'm not trying to be mean and try to just like put you down or what your opinion is, but I can tell you, I can name multiple things of structure of Breath of the Wild, which I already did the VC, but I can do it again if you want me to. I mean, I can pick you apart on that one. And then also, I can compare it to Assassin's Creed. You can even look at the skill trees. Breath of the Wild has no skill trees. There's 0 skill trees from Breath of the Wild, guys. Assassin's Creed has skill trees. You put points, you get new things, new abilities, and the difference, Ghost of Tsushima goes down, Assassin's Creed goes up. With the flow of the skill tree. The base skill, and then it goes up and it branches off. Breath of the Wild has no skill tree at all for progression. Assassin's Creed exploration is not. There's lots of games with exploration. Exploration is not makes a game Oh, you can explore. You know how many open world games where you can explore? Exploring does not make something similar in terms of the game. Lots of games you can explore. You can explore in Assassin's Creed. You can explore in Paper Mario. You can explore in The Last of Us Part 2. You can explore in lots of games. There's lots of places where there's a big open world and you explore. You can explore in Xenoblade Chronicles. You can explore in lots of games. That doesn't make it similar. Exploring an open world doesn't make a game similar. You can explore. Lots of games have big open worlds where you can explore. That it does not make them similar. What makes a game similar is the gameplay flow and structure. Exploration is a very basic term. It's like saying, hey, both games you have a sword and you can slash. They're similar. Both games you have a sword and you do combat. You hit people with the sword. They're similar, right? Since you can hit somebody with the sword in the open world, are they similar too? I mean, I get what you're trying to say, and some people they took inspiration with the scenery, and I think that's what's tripping up like VC, and that's what's tripping up you right now. It's the scenery. The gameplay itself is very different. Breath of the Wild is a game that utilizes the open world in order to push gameplay. Chopping down trees, flying through the sky, manipulating the Sheikah slate, using, like, for example, water, getting across a big river. You can use a Sheikah slate to form to form an ice block to get across. Taking different things and, like, a metal rod and slamming it into people. You know what I'm saying? Pushing a barrel down a hill and blowing up these goblins. You know, like, it's just the gameplay flow and structure is completely different. If you play Assassin's Creed, Chaz, what I want you to do is play Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And then you will see that it's very much similar to that game than it is to Breath of the Wild. You know? Very much similar to that game. The gameplay structure and flow is not similar. These two games are not. You're getting tripped up by the scenery, by the grass, and you're riding on a horse. That's what's making you think, oh, it's like Breath of the Wild, but it's not. Now, however, a game like Genshin Impact, that's like Breath of the Wild. You ever seen a game called Genshin Impact? That is Breath of the Wild. That is a game, because you can do Breath of the Wild things. They have the little thing. You're climbing, you're scaling on walls. Breath of the Wild, you can climb up pretty much anything. You cannot climb up pretty much anything, which, by the way, is a major gameplay aspect in Breath of the Wild, to be able to climb things. You cannot do that in Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima has very particular, dedicated spots where you climb. Now, in Ghost, if you could climb anywhere, cut down trees, manipulate the environment, use a crazy Sheikah slate to pass through rivers and things like that, soar through the skies, then I would agree with you. Because those are all key gameplay elements that make Breath of the Wild Breath of the Wild. You have to bear with, like, the environment, right? If it's too cold, you gotta wear something that warms you up. If it's too hot, you gotta wear stuff that cools you down, you know? Like, types of bosses that you fight. Breath of the Wild, you're fighting all sorts of weird, you know, huge rock bosses and weird things and mechanical Goliaths. You don't do that in Ghost of Tsushima. You fight much more enemies like Assassin's Creed, humans, you know? So there's, like I said, I'm not trying to crap on your opinion, Chaz. I'm really not. But as someone who's played Assassin's Creed, and I've been covering games for quite a while, and I know Breath of the Wild in and out, Breath of the Wild and Ghost of Tsushima are not similar games. They're not. They took some inspiration, but gameplay-wise, it's much more like Batman Arkham or Batman Arkham City or Assassin's Creed. Those are the two games that I can see it. It's not much like Breath of the Wild. I mean, it's just not. Yeah, Breath of the Wild has shrines and puzzles with those shrines. Ghost of Tsushima, it has a few maybe puzzle type things, but really it's all about combat and combat. It's all about combat, and like they have like certain like meditation things, like where you go and like you look at like a pond, you look at a tree, you look at a bird, the flowing bird, sturdy as a tree, and then he goes, and then like you get some type of like new ability or whatever. Like they have stuff like that. Like for non-combat stuff, they don't have like puzzles and different things like that. You can't pull out a bomb. You can't pull out a bomb and blow things up, like blow up a little passage to get, like, you just, the structure and flow is completely different, dude. Like I don't see why people are trying to make the gameplay comparison. Visually, I can see grass, horse, sword. Grass, horse / people, open world, you know. But yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, there's like dragons, there's cyclopses. I mean, there's the guardians that run after you. I mean, Ghost of Tsushima doesn't have any of that, you know. You're helping people, like you're constantly freeing people from. I mean, in Breath of the Wild you do that a little bit, but it's just not, you know. Like I said, I'm not trying to crap on your opinion. VC had the similar type of idea. Like I get that, but that's it. Really stops and starts at you got a horse, you got a sword, and there's grass. There's a bunch of grass in like a sprawling open area. That's where it stops, you know. So yeah. The style of exploration is closer to Zelda. Sorry, AC lacks the dive to explore the environment in recent titles. That's not true. That is, see, Captain Chaz, that is not true. If you play Assassin's Creed Odyssey, there are multiple nooks and crannies where you can go underwater in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. You dive underwater and explore there. That's not true. That's not true. It's just not true. And I'm not defending a piece of plastic. I'm simply telling you the truth. You don't even know Chaz, you don't even know Assassin's Creed. You just said that you can't explore. Like, you can dive underwater and explore in Assassin's Creed. There are multiple different nooks and crannies. It's not about defending a piece of plastic. You're just, quite frankly, you're not right on this topic. It's not defending, nothing's defending anything. I'm telling you, I'm not saying one's better than the other. You're allowed to have your opinion, Chaz, and that's fine. I don't disagree with that. What I'm saying is the gameplay is not the same, and nothing you've told me here is true. You don't even know Assassin's Creed. You just said you don't explore. In Assassin's Creed, you explore and dive and do all sorts of different types of stuff too. You just said that you don't do that in Assassin's Creed. So that's the problem that I have, is sometimes people talk when they don't know what they're talking about. And right now, you have not necessarily said anything that shows fair enough comparisons between the two. Literally everybody in the chat is bringing up all sorts of different type of stuff that's different in Breath of the Wild versus Ghost of Tsushima, and it seems like you're not listening to any of it. Like I said, I'm not crapping on your opinion. You're allowed to have it, but I just need to hear some more actual information, not the, oh, you're defending your piece of plastic. You know, you pull the fanboy card when you can't actually bring up anything that's actually factual when it comes down to it, you know? Like, you just play the fanboy card. Oh, well, he's just defending plastic, Nintendo fan, you know? Like, give me some actual details. Give me some stuff that's actually real comparison. Are there guardians? Are there huge mechanical structures that you fight? Are there shrines? Are there puzzles? Do you have a hang glider that makes it similar? Do you have... Sure, I mean, give me some facts. Give me some actual real game. Not, there's exploration. Lots of games have exploration, dude. You know? Like, give me some actual stuff. Like, is there skill trees in Breath of the Wild? No. There's no skill trees in Breath of the Wild. There's skill trees in Ghosts. Like, give me some more. That's all I'm asking, man. Nothing to do with defending plastic. We're talking about two games here, you know? How's the AI compared between the two? I mean, somewhat comparable. I mean, the AI is not bad in either game. I don't care. I own every AC, and AC doesn't give you the drive to explore. Generic, go to the same looking tower. No sense of wonder lacks the off factor. And that's your opinion, but there is exploration in Assassin's Creed. It's not just towers. You can dive underwater. Which I don't think you can dive underwater and swim underwater in Ghost. So there's more elements in terms of dynamicness in Assassin's Creed than in Ghosts, from what I know. Maybe if you feel like that's different, like it doesn't give you the drive, I get that, but you can explore too. You know, you can explore as well. Now, if you like Ghosts better, then that's one thing. That's fine. You can like it better. Nobody's saying that you can like it more than Breath of the Wild, but it's not Breath of the Wild done better because it doesn't have the same aspects as Breath of the Wild. It's Assassin's Creed done better. You just said it yourself. Assassin's Creed doesn't give you the drive. Okay, but it's Assassin's Creed done better. It's not Breath of the Wild. I need to see more gameplay elements that are similar in order for me to say that it's Breath of the Wild done better, and I don't see enough. The gameplay is too different within the open world. Now, like I said, if you can actually cut down trees and do more stuff, then I would agree with you. But there isn't. Exploring is not similar enough to me, because lots of games make you explore. That's just the facts. I need to see more actual facts of similarities between the two games in terms of combat and gameplay for me to sit there and say that it's a better version of this game. It's a better version of Assassin's Creed. Kenyatta Ali, thank you for the Elite Ninja pledge. I appreciate that. Nindy Gamer with the 100 core crystals and says, can you play Bigfoot from Red Alert? Absolutely, no problem. Like I said, it's not defending, because I don't disagree with, if you think Breath of the Wild's a 7 and Ghost of Tsushima's a 9, that's fine. That's your score. The thing that I disagree with is it's a better version of Breath of the Wild. It's not Breath of the Wild in the first place. It's just not, it's not Breath of the Wild, you know? Let's see here. He doesn't have the AC right anymore, as you don't even have the to do towers in AC anymore. They don't reveal anything, just fast travel points. That's true, but like I said, I don't want to disagree with his thought process of, oh, okay, well, AC, you just go to the towers. I mean, yeah, you do that, but you don't have to. But AC has other exploration. Now, like I said, that's why I said I think that Ghost of Tsushima is a better done Assassin's Creed, because I agree with them that, yeah, like Ghost of Tsushima, I feel more compelled to actually explore and travel more, you know, in it than Assassin's Creed. But the games are so similar in combat, skill trees, interaction with the open world. You can't cut down stuff, you know, there's certain obstacles that you can climb on, certain you can't. You know, that's why I kind of see it more like that. Some people get upset with that because Assassin's Creed has a bad rep, you know, of being boring for some, rehashed, whatever the case is. But I kind of see it more like that. I think they kind of took that aspect of it, you know. I believe the AI is more aggressive in Breath of the Wild because the enemies don't wait for you to hit them. I mean, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but it's a very different type of game in terms of like the type of AI though, right? Because you're fighting different types of enemies in like a human controlled game compared to like, you know, bokoblins and guardians and stuff like that. Can you snowboard in Ghost of Tsushima? No, you cannot snowboard in Ghost of Tsushima. You cannot snowboard in Ghost of Tsushima. There are similar elements. Obviously, you have a bow and an arrow, right? But lots of games have bow and an arrow. You have a sword. So lots of games have swords. I mean, there are some elements that are just general, you know, general similarities that lots of games have that you can say, okay, well, Assassin's Creed and, you know, this or this, you know. Yo, shout outs to Abaddon with the Toby Buster. Let's go. Yo, also shout outs to Mac Mega with the 3. Thank you, Abaddon, for the 15. Thank you, Mac Mega with the 2, which says, can you play Breath of the Wild theme in Link, please? Absolutely. Thank you for the $2, Mr. Mac Mega. Kenyatta Ali, thank you for responsoring once again. Also, Abaddon with the 15 says, I am better than Breath of the Wild. Music, Zelda 2 Temple theme. All right, I got you, man. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the support. Yeah, towers are still required for 100% of the game to unlock and skill trees. Yeah, skill trees. Breath of the Wild doesn't even have any skill trees. So that would make it more similar, and like that would make it more similar to Ghost of Tsushima, skill trees. To get this, like because that's what you want. Like Breath of the Wild doesn't have skill trees. There's 0 skill trees. Let's see here. Play it on hard mode. Enemies more aggressive than Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, hard mode, they're definitely more aggressive for sure. Normal mode, it's not like, I think I've died like once or something like that. Like it's not bad AI. I don't think the enemies are like, I don't think it's like horrible, bad, too easy or whatever. It's fine in normal. And if you want more aggressive enemies, you can just play on hard. Like I don't think like the difficulty isn't a problem in Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima isn't a bad game. And like I think that's the thing that's getting lost here in this and me talking about this. Nobody's saying that Ghost of Tsushima is bad. Ghost of Tsushima is good. I think it's a really good game. The issue that I have is people trying to say that it's Breath of the Wild when it's not. There's so many differences between the two games, and people doing that to try to make Ghost of Tsushima be better because you're comparing it not to Assassin's Creed, but you're comparing it to the game that many people think is better, which would be Breath of the Wild. People don't like when you compare things to Assassin's Creed because Assassin's Creed has a bad rep for some people in the gaming community. So you take a game like Breath of the Wild and say, oh, well, everybody thinks this game is amazing. Ghost of Tsushima is better than it because you like that game more. That's the issue that I have with some people potentially doing that. Just compare it to it. It's like Assassin's Creed. You can compare it to and just say, yo, this is a way better Assassin's Creed because those two games share more similarities. You don't have to try to bend and twist to try to compare it to Breath of the Wild because there's a horse and grass and you can explore. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to. There's lots of games that have horses and you can explore. There's horses in it and you can explore in Last of Us Part 2, you know? So I mean I think that's the thing. Like nobody's saying that Ghost of Tsushima is bad. It's a good game. I just don't think that with all the stuff that you can do in Breath of the Wild, I do not see how it's anything like gameplay wise like Ghost of Tsushima. The combat doesn't even work the same. There's no Z targeting. There's not even Z targeting in Ghost of Tsushima. There's no Z targeting. You know, like I don't see it. There needs to be more. There's no puzzles. There's no shrines. I need to see more. That's it. That's it. Nobody's trying to say that the game is bad though. Nobody's trying to say the game is bad. Nobody's trying to say like, you know, Chaz's opinion. He can't like Breath. That's not it at all. If he thinks it's better, that's fine. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Not everybody loves Breath of the Wild. You know. Yo, Firefox, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Yo, Anthony Red, what's good? What's good? Let's see here. I'm honestly getting tired of people pulling the stupid defend a piece of plastic because they don't have a valid point. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of that either. You know, I'm not a fan of that either. I'm not a fan of, I'm trying to make a point and I'm giving you valid reasons. I'm not just making stuff up. I'm giving you like literally factual definitions. And since you don't agree, oh, you're defending, fanboy. You know, I mean, I'm never been a fan of that, but whatever, you know. The World Today says, do you know how long Ghost was in development? Pretty much since the end of the Last Light DLC. So I'd probably say like end of 2014, 2015. I would say it started development. It was announced in 2017. Ghost of Tsushima gives me certain Breath of the Wild vibes, but gameplay, it's not similar at all. Great game so far. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There's some vibes because you're riding a horse. You're riding a horse and you're exploring an open world. And there's like vistas and rolling hills. But that's where it starts. And I mean, you got a bow. You got a sword. But like, I mean, like, Ghost of Tsushima, your weapons don't break. like, can we just even start? Let's just talk about the combat. Your weapons don't break. You know, like, I mean, this is just, it's not, they're not the same. You can't throw weapons. There's no Sheikah Slate. You know, there's no manipulation of key gameplay elements, by the way, guys. Breaking, there's no sword reinforcing or armor reinforcing. There's no upgrading to your bow and stuff like that. These are key gameplay elements that are completely different, you know? Like, like I said, it's okay to like Ghost more if you think that the gameplay elements are better. That's fine, but it's not a better done version of it when there's another game that it's more similar to. That's all I'm trying to say, you know? Weapon breaking, Animal Crossing. So, I mean, that's the thing, man. Like I said, and I have no problem with somebody saying that they like Ghost more. That's fine. That's not it. That's not it. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, you know? There's nothing wrong with that. People are allowed to have their opinion. I'm with it. Like, obviously, you know, Dreamcast guy says the game's 10 out of 10. That's cool. 10 out of 10. That's what he feels, you know? Is there bullet time in Ghost? Yes. Ghost has an upgrade that you can get where you can slow down the time when you're just shooting a bow. Breath of the Wild is a bit different because you have to be like doing something, right? You have to like jump off of something, then activate it, right? Whereas Ghost of Tsushima, you just click the R3 button and it just slows down time, you know? But Breath of the Wild is more dramatic. It's like, hey, you gotta jump off of your horse. you gotta like fly. You gotta like soar and fly down, or you gotta do something cool in order to activate bullet time. Whereas like Ghost of Tsushima is just like, you just click the R3 button and there's a little thing that pops up, and there you go. Yo, Javon Perry, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate that. Yeah, stamina wheel. There's no stamina wheel or stamina at all in Ghost of Tsushima. You can forever just... there is... After, like, you get tired of running for a while, you slow down. But from what I understand, in terms of, like... There's not, like, a stamina wheel or anything like that for, like, you know, for stuff. It's just... When your dude's tired, he's tired. He just slows down. So yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I can see some, like I said, I see some very small similarities, but not enough for me to really put them like that, you know. Let me get the next music here, and that's Zelda 2 Temple theme. You said the problem with the internet is that they don't know how to mutually agree that they have different similarities. Yeah, I mean, in this case, I think I pushed it a little bit, right? Because Chaz had his one thing, so I pushed it a bit. But what I was saying was facts. You know, I was only talking facts, not opinions. Not opinion on... I was talking like the actual games and what they do. You know, you can still think that Breath of the... Like, even Like, you can still think that Ghost of Tsushima is a better than Breath of the Wild. That, at the end of the day, is subjective, and that's opinion. But I was breaking it down more objectively, saying, okay, well, what can we compare? You know, and I think it goes back into what I was saying. People don't want to compare it to Assassin's Creed, even though the game is much more like Assassin's Creed. People rather pluck Breath of the Wild because Breath of the Wild is a better game. Most people, it is looked at subjectively that Breath of the Wild is a better game than Assassin's Creed. So you don't want to compare Ghost to Assassin's Creed, which I have people in my comment section when I said that Ghost is a cooler Assassin's Creed. People said, oh, it's a crime to compare it to Assassin's Creed. You know? It's like people don't like that comparison because Assassin's Creed has a bad rep, you know? And obviously like Chaz, like what Chaz said, Chaz doesn't like Assassin's Creed either. So it's like, oh no, I'm not gonna compare it to that game. That game's trash. You know? Like let's not compare it to Assassin's Creed. That game's trash. You know? That's why people don't want to compare it to Assassin's Creed. But I'm not going into it thinking that Assassin's Creed is trash. I'm going into it looking at it objectively, like, okay, Assassin's Creed is decent enough. People like it. It's considered to be an okay game. It reviews okay. It sells okay. You know, I'm looking at it that way. Now, do I like Assassin's Creed? No, not really. But are there very good elements of Assassin's Creed? Absolutely. There are good elements of Assassin's Creed. And I think that Ghost of Tsushima takes all of the good elements, adds its own little spice, adds its own little flair, and then bam, turns it into something that's better than what Assassin's Creed is. But Assassin's Creed isn't this broken, garbage, glitchy, horrible piece of trash that people try to make it out to be sometimes. I just don't like the game in terms of gameplay, but it works, you know? It works well enough. I see it more like Tenchu. The thing about, like, I don't know if you play Assassin's Creed games, but Assassin's Creed is also like Tenchu. You said I never said that I didn't like, I bought them all, and I hated them all. But you said that Assassin's, like, you said something about Assassin's Creed is bad. Like, it doesn't push you to, like, there's some really bad things about it, you know? Okay, I'm not saying you in particular. Maybe I should just kind of walk that back a little bit. I'm just saying people in general, you know, don't want, they rather pluck a game that was better to compare it to if they like the game than a game that's looked at as lesser. That's all I'm trying to say. I only played beating the original, beating AC3. Okay, yeah, because I mean, you look at like Tenchu has like certain like assassin stealth kills and stuff like that. Assassin's Creed Odyssey has stealth kills too. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you can upgrade your stealth and be a better stealth. You're an assassin, it's stealthy, you know? So I mean, I can see the Tenchu comparison, you know, absolutely, definitely, like, you know, samurai ninja, you know, oh, you know, fighting like that. Like I definitely see that. And yeah, there's a comparison to be made. The only difference though, that I would say is that if you play the most recent, like Tenchu games aren't open world. That's the thing. Tenchu games are segmented areas. You go into that area, you sneak around, you fight people, then you get in, it's kind of like scenario based, you know? Assassin's Creed is open world with stealth. Ghost of Tsushima is open world with stealth or with just samurai barge in through the front door. Assassin's Creed, you can do both. Barge in through the front door, you know? So, but yeah, I mean, I see that. Like, but that's just like stealth in general, right? But yeah, I think some people don't know all the aspects of Assassin's Creed. Like when you see Assassin's Creed, especially modern Assassin's Creed games, you don't think stealth, but Assassin's Creed, you can stealth everything, you know? Pixels fan, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Yo, I'm gonna get myself a horse and call myself Link, then I can have elements of these, PF these games. Oh my gosh, you can you ride atop bears? You can fight a bear in Ghost of Tsushima. You can definitely kill a bear. So there's another similarity with Breath of the Wild, right? Breath of the Wild, you can fight a bear. Ghost of Tsushima, you can fight a bear. I think Assassin's Creed, you can also fight a bear. In Assassin's Creed, you can also fight a bear in Assassin's Creed.
Put your dollars.
I don't think you can ride a bear though. You can only ride your horse in Ghost of Tsushima. Mac Mega donated $3 and says, don't know why there's still fanboy wars, to be honest. I love Nintendo, but I like Sony as well. And even I'm jealous of Sony's game output this year versus Nintendo's. Also, can you play Persona song in the link, please? Absolutely. No problem. Yes, you can kill bears in AC. Yeah, I know you can kill bears in AC. I said you can fight a bear in AC. I just said I don't know if you can ride a bear in AC. But yeah, you can kill bears in AC. I've done it. In the last Assassin's Creed, you could tame a bear and have it fight for you. Okay, so you can tame a bear. You can have it fight. I've never tamed a bear before in Assassin's Creed. I've never done that. Assassin's Creed has some hidden tech, man. Well, you can really ride anything in Breath of the Wild. You can go on top of a lido and a deer, etc. That's true. That's true. AC is the only true AC I did it. AC is the only. Assassin's Creed is the only Assassin's Creed. You mean like Assassin's Creed? Oh, Assassin's Creed 3 is the only Assassin's Creed I truly didn't like, and due to bad control design, I wanted it to be so much due to Terra, but I hated the controls. Okay. Yeah. I never tamed the bear in Assassin's Creed, but I don't like Assassin's Creed. I'm speaking objectively about the game right now. I know that's kind of weird, right? Because usually you're used to streamers, they'll sit there and say, this is just trash and blah, 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 and they'll just sit there and act like the game is horrible and nobody else can like the game. I'm not doing that right now. What I'm simply saying, I'm speaking objectively about Assassin's Creed right now, that it's a solid game. Objectively, it's a solid game. Do I like Assassin's Creed? No. So I'm not sitting there playing Assassin's Creed. Every single Assassin's Creed game I get, I play it for like 5-6 hours. I'm like, this is okay, but it's not great. Nothing pushes me to continue playing the game. Like I said, I think Ghost does a better job than Assassin's Creed by pushing me to play, but I think Ghost is just cooler. It's like Assassin's Creed, it's not cool, you know? Like they think that they're cool, but Assassin's Creed is nowhere cool as it thinks it is. Like when I'm playing Assassin's Creed, it's corny, you know? Japanese samurais are just intrinsically, for my opinion, more cool than Spartan or than Italy. Like, look, nothing wrong with Italy. I love pizza, but I mean, I never thought Italy was cool to be sitting there and oh, look at the Italy, and you know, I never thought that was cool. That was never cool. The only Assassin's Creed game that I thought was really cool was Assassin's Creed 3 in terms of like the theme, right? Because you have Native American, you have, you know, American Revolution, whatever. But then again, it's cheesy as hell because there's like British people there and all this like American colonization and all that, like these people wearing those weird fedora looking modified fedora. Like, then it's like corny as hell, you know? So then it's cool because you're a Native American dude, but it's not all based on Native Americans, you know? It's based on just like corny American Revolution type of, you know, British people. So that's just cheesy. So Assassin's Creed to me has never been in a really dope era that's like super like sick, you know? Whereas Ghost of Tsushima, that's freaking samurais. It's Japan. It's Tsushima. You know what I'm saying? It's dope. That's just way cooler. So of course it's gonna push you more to do stuff. I mean, graphics are better. The scenery looks like Breath of the Wild type of scenery or whatever. You know, you've got stealth. You got all this stuff. It's way more cool. So people think, oh, this is, you know, it's much better. Yeah, I mean, I'm not into pyramids and Egyptian stuff. Nah, I'm not into it. You know, I'm not into pyramids. I'm not into Egyptian, you know, like all that type of stuff. I'm not into pirates either. Like Assassin's Creed, like I'm not into pirates. I'm not into like Vikings as much, you know? I just think that, I mean, they're not bad, but they're just not what I'm into as much, you know? Like I'm much more into samurais and ninja and stuff like that. And if they ever did like what they should have done, man, was like Assassin's Creed 3, that should have been just hardcore all Native Americans, dude. Just straight up Native Americans. Everything was Native American. That's what they should have done. You know, that would have been sick. I don't know how they would have done it though. Breath of the Wild is actually a better version of Minecraft because weapons break and it's not a Ryan, that's not a better version of Minecraft, right? The only AC I really like was Black Flag. Yeah. I can understand why people like Black Flag though, because of the pirate stuff, you know? Will you give WWE 2K Battlegrounds a chance? No, I'm not. Dude, I ain't playing that cheesy, corny, cornball, dookie game, bro. That game looks like absolute garbage. With those bobblehead John Cena, bobblehead Stone Cold. That game looks like trash, man. Like, listen, and look, I'm gonna sit there and say I'm biased. Yes, I'm biased. Yes, I have a grudge. Yes, the reason why, even though I have not played the game, why I'm capping on it why I'm bagging on it so much, is because WWE is ridiculous. They sit there and copyright claim everything, put their issue strikes, like they're so whack. So yeah, I'm gonna be more negative towards the game because they're being whack as hell. That was meant to be satire. Okay, I got you right. I know it was. This is just silly, but I know it was. Did you play AC Liberation? It seems like the game was up your alley for the reason why I bought AC3 on Switch. I mean, I played a bit of AC Liberation. It's just I don't like Assassin's Creed, guys. I don't like Assassin's. It's gonna take them doing something completely different for me to really like Assassin's Creed. It really is. For me to actually sit there and be excited about Assassin's Creed. You know? Let's see, Assassin's Creed is just so crusty. It's just, I mean, it's kind of crusty. It's kind of crusty. I agree. It's kind of crusty, but I mean, what can you say, man? People are allowed to like what they like. I don't have a problem with people liking Assassin's Creed. Or if you like Ghost, like I said, I want to make sure that I let this be known before somebody says, "Oh, OJ in his stream, so fanboyish. He out there saying nobody allowed to have different opinion than him." No, everybody can have, you know, whatever opinion that you want. I'm just simply talking from a factual gameplay standpoint, you know, from feature for feature, gameplay mode for gameplay mode. Like I said, it seems like people are trying to shy away from comparing this game to Assassin's Creed. You know, it just seems that way when the similarities are so obvious. It seems like some people just don't want to compare it, you know, and want to bring up Breath of the Wild when you can't even cut down a damn tree in a Ghost of Tsushima. You can't even climb out. I mean, like, you can't even, like, one of the big, you can't climb up a bunch of different walls. You can't cut down trees. Can't soar through the sky. I mean, I got it. I mean, people sitting there bringing up Breath of the Wild over and over. These are the same type of things like that. It's much more in line with what you can do in Assassin's Creed. Skill trees, skill points, you know, stuff like that, you know? So, I mean, I don't know. Let's see here. A new Tenchu stealth game. I'd like a new Tenchu stealth game. Use the wood plus flint, magical campfire, and instant. Yeah, the artisan. There was a time when I was streaming Breath of the Wild. I think it was not last year, but the year before in 2018 or something like that, and or like early 2019. And we needed to get fire, and we needed to find a way to start a fire, and we just couldn't do it. And what we did is that there was like a little, like, you know, like those ledges inside a shrine. There was a ledge on a shrine that held a chest. And that chest, what we did is I think that we shot that chest, or we broke that chest. Wood fell down. I had a piece of flint, and then we started a fire, and then from there we solved the puzzle. It was like the most, because like I didn't know about the whole like breaking down that wood piece. Like I didn't think about breaking down that wood piece, having a piece of flint, putting them together, then starting the fire, hitting them, then starting the fire. That was like dope, dude. It was so cool. Like that's type of stuff, like you can't do that in Ghost of Tsushima. You can't do that in Assassin's Creed. Like those are the type of things that make the gameplay just completely different, right? It's like you can't do none of that, you know? Breath of the Wild streams were fun. If I were to be honest, Assassin's Creed Odyssey looks like it took notes from Breath of the Wild. It definitely did, but then also Breath of the Wild took notes from Assassin's Creed, you know? So, I mean, they're all taking notes from each other. Like I said, it's not like 100% Breath of the Wild or Ghost of Tsushima isn't, you know, perfecting or doing some aspects better than Breath of the Wild. It's not that. It's just there's way too many differences, whereas there's a lot more similarities with Assassin's Creed in terms of the combat and everything. But you know, Nintendo took some notes from Assassin's Creed, like towers, right? You go up to the freaking tower, it maps out the whole area. That's definitely Assassin's Creed. I don't remember doing that in any game before Assassin's Creed came out, you know? It might have been in other games, but I'm pretty sure Nintendo saw that. I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely you know, we'll definitely eat that from Assassin's Creed. So, you know, games take notes on each other. And I think that, yeah, the developers did say that they took some inspiration, you know, from Breath of the Wild. Ghost of Tsushima developers. I think Assassin's Creed developers absolutely took that. But I mean, if you listen to most 3D action game developers, they will all tell you that they all play Zelda games. Like, all of them play, like, if you make a 3D action game, chances are you like Zelda or you take some notes from Zelda or something like that, right? Like, every single developer interview that I've seen for, or developers talk about it, even from software, you know, they called Zelda the masters. Like, somebody on Twitter a number of years ago says, man, like, Zelda should take some notes, you know, should learn from Dark Souls games or from Software. And then the official From Software account said, we've been taking notes from Zelda for a long time, you know, and kind of responded back to them with that, like, oh, we've been taking notes from the master for a long time. Most of these people that play these games, that make these 3D action games, the basis was Zelda, because before Ocarina of Time, 3D action games were a bit rough. You know what I'm saying? Like, when they were getting into that 5th generation, things were a bit rough before Ocarina of Time, the Z targeting and kind of how the camera works and things like that, you know? So yeah. I don't know if they can replace all the towers with real dungeons, because that takes way more work. And then you also have to factor in the huge open world. The game's going to be too... It would disrupt the type of flow of the game. So I don't think they're going to replace every single tower with some massive, huge dungeon. That's probably not going to happen. Are there going to probably be more dungeons? Absolutely. But they're not going to replace every single tower with, like, a dungeon. That's not going to happen. Because then you're going to have to take away aspects of the open world. And the open world's going to become less involvement in that. You can't do both. I'm almost positive that you cannot make 5 million dungeons like people want and make those sprawling and huge and crazy, then also make a huge open world that has all sorts of open world stuff that you do. There's no game that I know of that does that effectively. You know, that can do that effectively. You've got to either focus on one or focus on the other, or split it both, or take aspects away from both. If Breath of the Wild 2 was somehow able to make, like you said, replace every single tower with a huge dungeon, and then also have the open world that the regular game had, and also have all the aspects of the open world that people love about, you know, being able to fly through the skies and all that stuff like that, it will be the biggest game ever, and it would take them 10 years to develop or something like that. I don't know. But I don't think it's possible. What I do think is possible, though, is to make better quality dungeons, like, for example, the Guardian Beasts or whatever, make those better quality, but maybe not so much. But there's a bunch of towers in the game. There's no way they're going to be able to make that many dungeons. Like, this just... And also the open world. And also have the open world interesting and fun, and not just like, oh, we'll just go here and collect this material, but actually, like, interact with the open world like you can usually do, design-wise. See, but that's you, though. Opodu, or Okapodu. You said they're going to recycle most of the open world from the first game. I don't think they are going to recycle most of the open world from the first game. That's the thing. You're just assuming. I don't think that they are going to do that. I think they're going to actually try to make a bunch of different things and aspects unique to Breath of the Wild 2. I don't think they're going to just recycle the open world. I don't think so. That's the thing. Let's see here. Nate says, so honest question, what does a 3D Sonic game need to work in your opinion? There are a couple good ones, but a lot of them flop. I don't know, man. AC may have been more popular series if they released the game every 3 or 4 years instead of every 1 or 2. People got burned out on them. More popular? I mean, it could be. Assassin's Creed games are already super popular as it is, but you also have to remember that if they did every 3 or 4 years, that means billions upon billions of dollars lost, and obviously, you know, capitalistic company, why are they going to do that? They're not going to. I mean, literally, if you release Assassin's Creed every 4 years, think about that. That is so much money lost. That is a staggering amount of money lost. Like, staggering amount of money lost. So are they going to do that? Nah. They'll cut it down to about maybe 2 years, you know? 2 years, no more than 3, but you can't go 4 years. At least in their opinion, you can't go 4 years. But I feel you, though. A lot of games do take that time, but they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. Not Ubisoft. At this point, they've already gotten the taste. It's like, what if you got paid this amount of money, and then, like, you're used to getting this, and then all of a sudden they say, oh, let's just take that away for this year and that year and that year and that year. You know, like, that's just tough for them. Online co-op would be dope. I don't know if they're going to do online co-op, but it's possible, but I don't think they're going to. I think it's going to be a single player game. Nomad D Clown, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that, man. So yeah, I don't know. I just don't think that they're going to just recycle the open world and say, oh yeah, look, all the same areas and locations that you had in the first game, it's going to be the exact same. So if you knew how to solve this thing in the open world before, it's going to be the same thing. I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen. They use the main framework for the open world and built upon it. Yeah, they're gonna build upon it. They're gonna build upon it. They're not just gonna recycle it and it's gonna be like the same thing. I highly doubt that's gonna be the case. Highly doubt it. We're going underground and underwater in Breath of the Wild 2. I think it's possible, yeah, like underwater. Maybe they add like actual fishing. You can go underwater. More swimming elements and aspects. Like I said, I think they're gonna improve the dungeon design. I think they're gonna actually have some like dope dungeons, but I just don't think they're gonna do like, you know, 15 dungeons like this dude is sitting here and saying that they're not gonna do all that. Use similar assets but won't recycle the open world. That doesn't make sense. No, it doesn't make sense to just do the same thing. They're gonna build on top of it. They're gonna build on top of it. I mean, even like when you have a game like, for example, look at Majora's Mask, which is literally a sequel to Ocarina of Time, right? The young Link from that era goes off, leaves, and that was completely different than what they did before, even though it's like a sequel, right? So I see them not necessarily doing something that crazy or drastic in terms of gameplay, but I see them changing up things quite a bit. You know, I see them changing up quite a number of things, even though it's going to be the Hyrule. I see them changing up a lot of things, even though it's a sequel. LJ3R, so far we haven't gotten anything concrete from Nintendo regarding the rumored Nintendo Direct Monday. So far I'm not holding my breath, believe when I see it. Let's wait till next week and see what happens. Let's see. I wonder what will cause Link to lose all his items and weapons and runes in Breath of the Wild 2. I know there's gonna be something. Something's gonna happen to where, or maybe you have it, dude. I remember, what was it? Metroid Prime, was it Metroid Prime 3? You don't lose everything right away. You actually have your stuff and like then you just build on top of it. So maybe, because to be honest, it wasn't like there was like a ton of runes and stuff like that. Maybe you just have all those and then they add like 5 or 10 more. Maybe they add a bunch more on top of it. So I think they might just add on top of what you already have. That's very possible, you know? Yeah, you might be able to start with your Master Sword and then like there's like a new Super Master Sword or like a new, maybe there's different types of weapons that like, you know, Ocarina of Time, like the big Goron sword, you have like other, you know, you have other types of weapons that you can get. Maybe they kind of go in that direction, dude, you know? Best Zelda game is 3D. I think you meant 3D. You put 3.0. I mean, 3D Dot Game Hero. That's definitely not the best Zelda game. But that game definitely mimics, you know, Zelda. That's definitely not the best Zelda game, though. I played it. It's all right, but it's not the best Zelda game. Let's see here. True Master Sword doesn't run out of power. Breakable weapons. I would want them to, like, I don't mind if they can have breakable weapons, just have a crafting system in the game. Just make it to where you can craft, reinforce, blah, blah, blah. If they do that, I'm good. I'm good. But yeah. Like, I just want a crafting, reinforcing, upgrading, you know. They could have big building boom in Breath of the Wild 2. What is big building boom? What does that mean? Didn't mind weapon breaking because I was constantly finding new weapons. Yeah, it's just like annoying. I guess like right in the middle of you fighting, then like a weapon breaks. Some people don't like that, or just some people just want to be able to use a sword and that sword they use the whole time, and they don't have to worry about it breaking or switching weapons. It just depends on some like what you're willing to do as a gamer, like what you enjoy. Or some people enjoy switching weapons a lot in games. Some people don't. Some people want to have the same weapon throughout the whole game and just do that, or just have auxiliary weapons. You know. Yeah, now crafting adds strategy. I like the idea. Yeah, crafting. Crafting's good. Crafting would be good. All right, though, guys. We're going to go in and we're going to call it right here, okay? I have to do the spawn cast in about 2 hours. So I'm going to take a little break before the spawn cast just because I already edited this morning. We did this stream. We're going on 3 hours for the stream. So this stream was longer than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be 2 hours, but we ended up going 3. So, yeah, Manu, we'll see how it goes, though. We'll see how it goes. But thank you guys so much for coming out to the stream. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you check out my most recent video. If you haven't seen my most recent video, please make sure you check out my most recent video. Please make sure you check it out. It's a pretty cool video talking about the Nintendo Direct stuff. I know Velvet was alluding to that. So make sure you guys check that out. So it's right there. That's my most recent video. If you guys can give that a view, that would be great. Make sure you guys like and comment as well. If you're not liking and commenting, make sure you like and comment too, guys, on the videos. I think we're over 2K, so let's see if we can get that video to 3K before the end of the day, man. So actually, never mind. It already is at 3K. YouTube is silly. Your YouTube view count that you see publicly is different from what I see. It's actually at 3K. So let's get that to 4K by the end of the day. Let's get that to 4K. 54 comments. Let's get that over 100 comments. Let's get those likes up to about 400 likes. All right, guys. So we got 191 people in here, or 185 people in here. Most of you guys probably didn't see the video. So you guys all go check it out. Hit that like button. All right, guys. So yeah, I'll see you guys on the Spawncast. Spawncast is later tonight. 9 o'clock Eastern time, 6 o'clock Pacific time. So I'll see you guys on the Spawncast. All right, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. Do appreciate it. Had a lot of fun. Like I said, no hard feelings between any of the discussions here, guys. It's all video game fun discussions. You guys are elites, and that's what I appreciate about you guys. Even though we can agree or disagree, we at the same day, hey, we're all in this together to talk and discuss video games, and it's fun. So all right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Yo, hold up. Sabbath, before we go with the $5, and says Ghost of Tsushima is an amazing game. I especially like the multi-tiered quest design and voice acting way better than Assassin's Creed. So the combat, but Breath of the Wild is still better, which is crazy. So that game is 3 years old. Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Ghost of Tsushima is a much better Assassin's Creed. You know, like it's just, you know, it's not because Assassin's Creed people think like a negative connotation. It's a much better Assassin's Creed. That's how I feel about it. No, I don't think it's better than Breath of the Wild. I think Breath of the Wild is a better game, but that's not the point. That doesn't matter. Breath of the Wild, like you said, Breath of the Wild came out 3 years ago. Who cares? That's Breath of the Wild. That's its own thing. It does its own thing. There's not a lot of games like Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is Breath of the Wild. Ghost of Tsushima is Ghost of Tsushima, and what it's trying to do, it seems like it's trying to be like, yo, let's take what Assassin's Creed did. Let's actually make this better. You know what I'm saying? That's what it seems like to me. Let's take some aesthetics from Breath of the Wild, but let's take the gameplay, skill trees, combat, how it works. People kind of like standing, like you can target different enemies like you do like that, you know, nothing supernatural with crazy type of stuff. Let's just take that and let's make it better. And that's what they did. They took all damn generation, saw 5 million Assassin's Creed games, and just made a better game with a cooler theme. And that's what I think it is, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. Completely nothing wrong with that. So thank you, Sabbath, for the $5. I do appreciate that. And I will see you guys on the Spawncast later tonight, all right? See you guys on the Spawncast later tonight. And also, thank you, Stanny. Thank you for the follow as well. Appreciate that. Welcome to the Fire Nation. And thank you to everybody who supported. Thank you to all the Elite Ninja. Thank you to everybody who came through. Party Man, of course. Chaz, my boy. Mac Mega. Chuba, Velvet. All the Hokages and Elite Ninja here in the village and everybody who supports. I do appreciate you guys. Honestly, Abaddon, everybody that came through. Troy. You guys know who you are. Everybody by those badges by their name. Thank you guys so much. Nightshade. All of you guys. Old Man Endorf. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all of you. All right. So thank you guys so much for that, man. Thank you guys so much. So we will see you guys. Alonzo, my boy, of course. Alonzo, we will see you guys for the Spawncast. All right. And go watch my video. I will link it one more time for those who missed it. Go watch my video, guys, if you haven't seen it already. And if you have seen it already, you can watch it again. All right, guys. Bye.